Hey, Wreckin' Ram fans, that's right, I'm in Big D, and I don't mean Dallas, Dusson, Louisiana, where a dream became a destination. At Knox and Dusson, timeless family recipes get a personal twist. Every bite has Louisiana flavor, from plate lunches to specialty burgers, to po' boys, fresh seafood, both grilled and boiled. And every Thursday through Saturday, we turn up the charm with live music and our very own Cajun Exotico breakfast every other Saturday morning. And don't forget brunch every Sunday. So come down to Knox and Dusson, a proud supporter of Acadiana High School. Knox and Dusson, don't knock it till you try it. Go Rams!
The relationship with Star and Acadiana High School started this spring when they were awarded the contract to service all of our schools, and the service has been tremendous. Our schools are cool, our teachers are happy, our parents are happy, and most importantly, our students are happy because when they enter those classrooms, it's comfortable, it's safe, and it's a good learning environment for our students. Just like Acadiana High, we set the standard in education. Star sets the standard on service.
Star is all about service. That's what we wanted, that's what we needed. We needed the proper service maintenance program. That is what Star does. That is the basis of their business, service and maintenance, which lessens the repairs and the replacements. Our service calls are dropping. Our repair calls are dropping. Our replacement calls are dropping. Just as Acadiana High is synonymous with championships in football, Star is synonymous with service. Ladies and gentlemen, it's in the name.
Star and Acadiana High School, we're both elite. Be elite.
Uncle T's Oyster Bar in Scott is your destination for Acadiana's best local seafood.
Featuring delicious oysters, po' boys, specialty dishes, boiled crawfish, and happy hour specials.
Uncle T's across the railroad tracks in Scott.
Serving Gulf oysters just the way you like them.
At the Lafayette Parish Sheriff's Office, we believe building a strong organization starts with preparation, leverages teamwork, and harnesses the character of each individual. While using cutting-edge technologies and state-of-the-art equipment, our brave deputies are dedicated to keeping you and your loved ones safe. We're more than law enforcement. We're a team working together in service of our communities. The Acadiana Wreckin Rams know a lot about service, teamwork, and winning. When you're ready to join our championship team, come by or give us a call.
Your Marine Corps' way of life is to defend the American way of life. Every day, no matter where we serve, we take a stand for our nation, for each other, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Sharks here in week, what are we now, week 8?
Yes,
week 8 football, man. The season has flown by, but, you know, this one's going to be a big matchup. We've had this one circled all year long. The winner tonight will have at least a good chance to go on and win a portion of that District 3-5A title that we talk about each and every season. As always, I'm your play-by-play man, Cole Gilbo. On the side of me, my very good friend and broadcast partner, Nick Fondo. Nick, I know you got some family ties with Southside High School, and there's a lot going, you know, there's a lot riding on this one for you tonight on and off the field. How are we feeling tonight about this one, my man?
Yeah, I mean, it's always a fun game. Every year so far that we've called this game, I've had a house divided, if you will. My oldest daughter, who's now at LSU, she graduated from Southside. My youngest daughter, now a freshman at Southside. We saw her before the game waving at us, and it's always a good time. More often than not, Acadiana's been on the right side of this game. One hiccup 1 year that Southside got the win, but this game is going to be evenly matched. And honestly, this is the biggest game in the state. I mean, everybody had this game circled. Everybody's talking about this game. This is the game where you can really tell, has Acadiana turned the corner from those early season woes that they saw, or was that a bit of fool's gold, being that they were playing the opponents that they played? This is the test. This is the biggest test for both of these schools. You look at the Southside record, look at the Southside schedule. They haven't played too many good teams either. So this game right here is going to determine where each of these teams is, and it couldn't get any bigger here in Youngsville tonight.
Well, this game is what I officially am dubbing the Battle of the Surf and Turf, the 7th time that these two schools have met up. And I'm going to tell you, Nick, I'm excited for it because, Southside's going to be a tough opponent, easily the toughest district opponent that we played up to this point. Up to this point, it's a 3-horse race in District 3-5A with Southside, Acadiana, and Carencro, which I'll talk a little bit more about later. But, I mean, this is a beautiful stadium. First time also that we get to come to Youngsville and play at the brand new Reef is what they're calling it. Very nice press box, very big stadium, nice and big. And it's a good night for football. Weather's going to hopefully hold out. I think the nasty stuff's going to be coming through tomorrow. But I tell you what, Nick, it's a good night for football. And this game tonight for Acadiana, of course, is going to go a long way into clinching the first of our goals in the season, which is that district title after starting 0-3 and having, just an ugly start to the season where people lost a little bit of hope. Acadiana was able to rattle off 4 wins after that, get over 500, and, now you're back in the driver's seat to take that next step as you get ready for the playoffs.
You mentioned the 3-headed monster or the 3-horse race or whatever you want to call it at the top of the district, and that's exactly what it is, very top-heavy district, and we knew that going in. We knew what it was going to be, right? All of those teams that we were going to play before this game didn't really matter. They didn't really factor in. The next 3 games, the next 2 games that you play between these 3 teams, Carencro, Southside, and Acadiana is going to determine the district championships. Coincidentally, next week, Southside and Carencro will play. That game becomes a lot bigger if Southside wins this game. If Acadiana wins this game, then the game against Carencro in Week 10 will become for the district championship. So there's lots of district implications in this football game, and it's just it can't get bigger. And look, the new stadium is very nice. This is our first time here. This is the first time everybody has been here. They're trying to build something here. They're trying to create that culture. They're trying to win a district championship and do it the right way. The last time Southside beat Acadiana, this wasn't the coach. Coach Jess Curtis comes in with a pedigree. He's won state championships where he came before, and he's trying to do the same thing here, but he understands that in order to do that, you have to knock off Acadiana. That's where it starts. So no matter how Acadiana has played, no matter what the record may say, the district runs through Acadiana, and everybody in this district knows that. Southside's putting them on notice tonight. So it's going to be interesting to see how it goes. Obviously, I think each team has a chance to win, but Acadiana's going to have to play very well and much better than they played last week against Lafayette High if they want to come out on top.
Well, let's go ahead and talk about your Acadiana Wreckin Rams. As I mentioned, they come into this one 4-3 overall, but 4-0 in District 3-5A. They're led by head coach Doug Dotson in his very first year. Offensive coordinator is James Estes, and defensive coordinator Matt Moreau. Last week, the Rams beat Lafayette High 42-21 at Bill Dotson Stadium. But let's talk about their matchup with the Southside Sharks. Last year in 24, they beat the Sharks 43-10. The last Southside Shark win was back in 2022. And since Southside has joined District 3-5A, the Rams are 5-1 against them. As I mentioned, this is what I'm dubbing the Battle of the Surf and Turf. But really quick, I want to thank defensive back coach for the Wreckin Rams, Cesar Trahan, and coach Noah Napolitano for a lot of the info that we've gotten tonight for the pregame show. They've been such a helping hand in preparing game notes and getting you the information that you need for the ball game. Acadiana is currently ranked 21st in the D1 Select bracket, looking to move up hopefully after a big win tonight. As we mentioned, it is a 3-way tie for the district lead. Acadiana, Carencro, and Southside all currently undefeated at 4-0. This is the first ever game at Southside at the Reef, as we mentioned. And with that being said, we're going to get into that Veer Machine offense, averaging 38.6 points per game. Colin DeBetta, first injury note of the night, is healthy. He is going to be the starting quarterback tonight. But, of course, I would be remiss if I didn't talk about Ty Lambertina picking up his first win last week as a starter for Acadiana's Veer Machine. Last week, he had 1 passing touchdown as well as 1 rushing touchdown. Running back Dion Simon is going to carry the load again tonight. Last week, he had 2 rushing touchdowns, which led the way for the Veer Machine. But don't sleep on Cy Joseph. Last week, Cy had 2 rushing touchdowns as well. Filling in the absence of Troy Kennerson, who will again miss this week due to injury. Wide receiver Travis Gallion, Travis the Train we like to call him. Last week he had that 45-yard TD catch and run. And I tell you what, folks, if he gets the ball in space, he is a handful not only to tackle, but just to catch in general, because that 6'2", 200-pound frame can really fly if you give him the space to do so. Terrible Turk defense allowing 25.9 points per game, only allowing 15.8 points per game in district play. Keep in mind, they do have 2 shutouts this season, and last week they forced 2 interceptions versus Lafayette High. So with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to Nick really quickly, and we'll give you tonight's starting lineups for the Wreckin' Rams.
Here are the starting lineups tonight for the Acadiana High School Wreckin' Rams. Starting at quarterback tonight will be junior number 6, Colin DeBetta. The running backs tonight, senior number 8, Dion Simon, and junior number 9, Syrian Joseph. We're going to get that right. Wide receiver tonight, starting number 1, senior Tyler Martina, and senior number 0, Travis Gallion. The tight end tonight is senior number 81, Tayshawn Benjamin. The offensive line tonight for the Wreckin' Rams, at left tackle, senior number 78, Channing Jackson. Left guard is junior number 52, Kedrick Bourgeois. The center is senior number 63, Nathan Fant. At right guard is senior number 55, George Gettridge. And the right tackle is junior number 54, Isaiah Avalos. The starting lineup for the defense tonight, at defensive tackle is senior number 97, Christian Davis, and senior number 98, Jackson Hiltz. The edge rushers tonight is senior number 44, Dante Chavis, and senior number 87, Darius McKinley. The linebackers tonight, senior number 5, Gavin Coleman, and senior number 4, Isaiah Lavallee. Glad to have him back in the lineup tonight. The nickelback is senior number 22, Gavin Hysaw. The strong safety is Keon Leday, number 3, a senior. And at free safety is senior number 15, J.L. Mabro. The cornerbacks tonight, senior number 24, Ty Thomas, and sophomore number 11, Mikel Narcisse. That is the starting lineup tonight for the Acadiana High School Wreckin' Rams.
And that's your starting lineups, folks. We're going to go ahead and take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll talk about the Southside Sharks. Stick around for more WRP here on YouTube.
Y'all ready?
Yes, sir.
Let's get it.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing the certainty of this delivery.
This team will make a push in January.
Absolutely, they're still in it.
But getting that delivery.
What do you think, Johnny?
How do you know my name? You're wearing a name tag.
Oh, yeah. 2-second rule?
So don't settle for just any insurance. When there's State Farm, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Welcome back to the Reef, everybody, as we wait for the 2 teams to come out of their respected end zones. Acadiana's going to be coming out in the south end zone. Southside got their banner up in the north end zone. But while we talk about Southside, let's preview their team really quickly. Southside Sharks 6-1 on the season, 4-0 in district, led by head coach Jess Curtis in his 2nd season. Coach says we have returning starters on both sides of the ball, including our quarterback. Our goal this season is to be playing football in December. Well, last week they beat Sulphur 63-17, and they run the wing T offense, averaging 42.4 points per game. Last week they had 431 total yards against Sulphur. They're led by quarterback Parker Diaz, 5'10", 160. He's a 2-year starter. His skill set is perfect for our offense, says Coach Curtis. Last week he was 2 for 5 passing, 29 yards in the air and a touchdown. He also had 4 carries for 77 yards and 2 TDs. Their lead back in this offense will be Justin Williams. Had a quiet week last week, 3 carries for 29 yards, but they will have multiple people touching the football, and they're going to be led by one of their wings, Colin Francois, 5'10", 170. He's very talented with 4.5 speed. Last week, get this, folks, 3 carries for 110 yards and 3 touchdowns. So every time he touched it, he got in the end zone. Another one of their wings is going to be Jovan Joye. Last week he had 9 carries for 103 yards and a touchdown. And lastly, another wing is going to be Kobe Broussard, 5'10", 190. Last week he had 2 carries for 44 yards and a touchdown. Defensively, The Sharks run a 4-2-5 defense, allowing 24.9 points per game. They have 9 returning starters from 2024. They're going to be led by defensive tackle Gavin Kern, 6'3", 265. He's a 3-year starter and a defensive leader. At the nickelback position is going to be Emmanuel Collins, 5'10", 165. He is a 3-year starter as well and was a 2024 All-District selection. In the middle linebacker position is going to be Jake Chadwick. He's 5'11", 200 pounds. He's another one of those 3-year starters. And the defensive end is Ethan Rock. He's going to be 6 foot 215, a 2-year starter. And then lastly, one of their key defensive players is outside linebacker Shamir Broussard, 6 foot 210, a 2-year starter. So as I mentioned, 9 returning starters from 2024, some of which have 3-year starting experience. But we'll take a quick break for the national anthem.
At Southern Classic Chicken, we take pride in serving the freshest, seasoned, and marinated hand-breaded fried chicken. It's so good, it's wrong. Add in tasty sides like our zesty Cajun seasoned fries, savory red beans and rice, or sweet corn grits. Drive through today and pick up a family box or one of our classic combos and enjoy a true Southern classic. Oh, and don't forget the pepper.
Hey, Wreckin' Ram fans, that's right, I'm in Big D, and I don't mean Dallas, Doosan, Louisiana, where a dream became a destination. At Knox and Doosan, timeless family recipes get a personal twist. Every bite has Louisiana flavor, from plate lunches to specialty burgers, the po' boys, fresh seafood, both grilled and boiled. And every Thursday through Saturday, we turn up the charm with live music and our very own Cajun Exotico breakfast every other Saturday morning. And don't forget brunch every Sunday. So come down to Knox and Doosan, a proud supporter of Acadiana High School. Knox and Doosan, don't knock it till you try it. Go Rams!
Welcome back to the Reef. We are seconds away from kickoff between your Acadiana Wreckin Rams and the Southside Sharks. Southside Marching Band sounds pretty good down here, doesn't it, Nick?
Yeah, it's real close. And like I said, my daughter's down there. She's playing the baritone saxophone in the band. So, it's a little house divided. Once the game starts, we're gonna turn it up to the green and gold. But it's always nice to see some of the kids that I've gotten used to seeing, come around the house and stuff like that. We live about 3 minutes away from the stadium, so a lot of these kids I get to see. But let me tell you something, Cole. I was watching them in the pregame. It's already chippy. I mean, they were getting at it in the run out of the banners. So it's gonna be a very physical game. It's gonna be a very intense game, and it's the first game really this season that I've been looking forward to.
Captains tonight for the Wreckin' Rams: Gavin Coleman, Isaiah Lavallee is back in the lineup tonight. We sure missed him last week. Darius McKinley down there, and Jackson Hiltz as well for the coin toss. Just waiting to see who wins the toss and which way we be going, but. Nick, I said it already. Beautiful night for football. The stands are full here. Everybody knows what's on the line. Acadiana's fans traveled pretty well across the way. Stands seem to be pretty full. So a good night for football. Coin has been flipped. Let's see who won this toss. Southside has won the toss and elected to defer. Acadiana's veer machine is going to be on the field first with their backs to the south end zone, and we are seconds away from Week 8 football in what is easily the biggest game of the season up to this point.
Normally I like to defer on the kickoff or get the ball in the second half. I actually like getting the ball here. If you remember that state championship game against Catholic of Baton Rouge, I thought what Acadiana needed to do was take the ball and hold it, drive down the field, and get a touchdown. I think that would set the tone here. I think Southside is going to try to do the same thing. And so Acadiana getting the ball was going to allow that veer machine to get going, set the tone for the game, hopefully end it with points and kind of let them know, hey, we know you guys, what you guys have done. We know you guys are trying to here to knock us off. We're still the kings of this district. Get a touchdown on this first drive, knock off about 4, 5, 6 minutes on that clock, and let them know that what Acadiana football is all about.
So here comes Southside's kickoff team. Acadiana bringing out Travis Gallion. And let's see, that's going to be Travis Gallion and Devon Bell, the sophomore defensive back deep to receive for Acadiana. Ty Lambertino on that second line as well. We've seen him take a couple of kickoffs back, and J.L. Malbrew is going to be on the second line with him. It's loud down there, Nick. You can hear it through these press box windows. And once again, folks, it's a beautiful stadium. First time playing at the Reef. Very nice amenities over here. Plenty of room to stretch your legs and call a football game. But here we go. Kickoff's away. It's a squib. Going to bounce up at the 30. It's fielded by Keon Lede, who cuts inside. He's going to be tackled at about the 39-yard line. So your Veer machine's going to have it 1st and 10 with good field position.
Hey, that's some really decent field position to start the game. Acadiana's going to have an opportunity to get going, like I said in the open. Get going, maintain this drive, sustain the drive, pick up a couple of first downs, end it in the end zone. It's really important to set the tone here. You don't want to 3 and out. You don't want to give Southside the ball because they're going to try to do the same thing. If you can find the end zone on this opening drive, that's going to really calm the nerves down and set the tone for what's going to happen tonight.
Again, Colin DeBetta, your starting quarterback tonight, back from injury. Troy Kennerson is out tonight, but your running back's going to be Dion Simon. Dion Simon inside Joseph. 2 receivers to the far side. Benjamin goes in motion. He's going to set up to the right of the formation. Snap, handoff. Dion Simon fumbles it, picks it back up, but he's blasted for a loss of 1. Just didn't look like a clean handoff. He loses a yard he's going to lose 2, excuse me. It's going to be 2nd and 12.
Yeah, and that's not what you needed on the first play from scrimmage. But, you know, the nerves are a little high right now. You can clearly tell you it's intense. It's really loud down there. The fans down here on the south side part of the field are into it. And Acadiana's going to take a little while to get comfortable. That's why it's going to be important to pick up a big chunk here on this 2nd down play.
2nd and 12. Split back veer. 1 receiver to each side. 10 seconds on the play clock. It's going to be a false start against the Wreckin Rams. That's going to back them up even more, and you can feel the momentum early in this ball game. No. Southside sideline is absolutely jacked up, as are the fans over here.
No question about it, Cole. You can absolutely feel it. You can tell from the beginning that play just had no chance. Colin was just uncomfortable under center. Nothing was going right. It was like he was confused about the play or whatever was going on in the field. And I'm telling you, it's jitters. It's that early emotions of the game, this really hype game, and now you're where Acadiana never wants to be. 2nd and long behind the sticks. You want to be playing ahead of the sticks, and right now that's not what Acadiana has done so far on this drive.
2nd and 17. Handoff up the middle. That's the Dion Simon. Give him a gain of about, let's call it 4. And Acadiana's going to be faced with a 3rd and about 13.
Yeah, I mean, you just really don't have a playbook for a play in the playbook for 3rd and 13 at Acadiana. So you maybe just hope that he can bust a run or pick up a big play, perhaps maybe one of those passing plays that we see. But like I said, it was very important to set the tone on this drive. And what you've done is allow Southside to kind of gain that early momentum and feel like they're going to get off the field here without giving up pretty much anything to Acadiana.
3rd and 13. Let's see what James Estes dials up here. Snap, 3-step drop, throws it across the field. Tyler Martina caught at the 50-yard line. He's going to be tackled at about the 41, and just like that, that moves the sticks for the Veer machine. Tyler Martina moving from quarterback to wide receiver this week with the big 3rd and long catch, moves the sticks.
Hey, that's a heck of a play. We've seen Tyler Martina do just about everything that this offense is going to ask him to do, and he does a good job there at catching the ball and picking up for a 1st down. Just like I say, they don't have a play in the playbook. Well, that play ruins my little point right there, and he gets the 1st down.
1st and 10, 2 receivers to the near side. Tayshawn Benjamin comes in motion to the left. Snap. Handoff side, Joseph looking to turn the corner, cuts inside, gets a small gain. It looks like he'll get about 3, and it's going to be 2nd and 7.
Let's go back to that play to Tyler Martinez. Such a huge play to pick up that 1st down just for the momentum of this drive, right? Everything is going Southside's way. They get 2 stops for loss on 1st and 2nd down. It's 3rd and long, and nothing's feeling like it's going to go your way, and they pick up the 1st down there. That is just so huge for the momentum of this whole game. It could have really turned on its side right there if Southside gets it 3 and out, and Acadiana picks with the 1st down and sustains this drive.
2nd and 7. DeBetta's going to keep it himself, and he's got green grass. He turns the corner. He's across the 35. Ball's on the ground.
Oh, my.
Ball's on the ground. Southside jumps on it at about the 36-yard line, and the offense for the Sharks is going to take over. Colin DeBetta was probably going to be tackled right at the 1st down mark. Would have been, in my opinion, good enough for a 1st down, but just got to take care of the football. It looks like they just stripped him as he was trying to turn the corner.
It was the right decision to keep it. I mean, he had green grass, like you said, all the way up the field, and he was just holding it like a little bread in his arm right there, and then the defender from Southside knocks it out. And Now the momentum, I mean, everything that you had kind of gained from that first down play is now going away, and Southside is really feeling it. I mean, look at this sideline, Cole. I mean, it is nuts. The energy is really palpable here on the sideline.
1st and 10, ball at the 36. Diaz, hands off up the middle. Call it a gain of, let's say, 2. It's going to be 2nd and 8. Again, Southside runs this classic wing T. Diaz is going to be the quarterback. Justin Williams, their main fullback, is what they call in this offense. And then there's a bunch of wings that'll be getting touches in this game as well. So a lot of moving parts in this offense.
Now look, Acadiana's relied on their defense all year long to kind of keep them in games. They really played at an elite level. So relying on your defense right here, Southside in decent field position. But if you could somehow get off the field and get the ball back to the offense, nothing is lost here. But Southside's definitely got some momentum early.
Flag on the play. I believe this is going to be a false start. Have to wait and see.
Cole, it's been so long since we've had a big game like this with so many implications. I mean, I guess you could point to that STM game. That's always a big game. But, you know, you add in the district implications to what's going on. And what we've known all year about this district with this three-headed race, this three-horse race to the top. And this is really the first time we get to see 2 of those 3 teams compete. And there's so many implications moving forward for the winner of this game that it's just, you can just feel it very much in the air during this broadcast.
So it's actually encroachment against the Rams, which will be a 5-yard penalty. It's going to move it to about 2nd and 4. Diaz gets his offense ready to go. Snap. He's going to keep it on an option, but he gets absolutely blasted by that terrible Turk defensive line. Drops him for a loss of about 5. It's going to, drops him for a loss of 1. It's going to be 3rd and 5.
And look at Isaiah Lavallee making a play right there, along with Tyler Noah, and both of them kind of converging for that tackle. Lavallee, of course, out last week with the injury. Nice to see him get there instantly and make that play.
3rd and 5, a big chance. Give him a gain of 2, but it's going to be 4th and about a long 3. Keon Leday on the stop, and we'll have to see what Southside wants to do. The ball is on in negative territory, and it looks like the punt team's going to come off for the Sharks.
Well, it looked like Diaz had enough to get that first down, and Keon kind of came out of nowhere and made a great hit, allowed the rest of the defense to converge and make that tackle. But what a play from Keon Leday, keeping Parker Diaz from making that first down.
On to punt, looks like number 3, Jack Jones, the junior, for the Sharks. Back deep for the Rams. Travis Gallion standing at about the 35-yard line. Snap is up and away. End over end, bounces at about the 30-yard line, and it's going to roll at about the 14. It's going to roll at about the 14-yard line. It'll be down. Southside looks as if...
Cole, I think it touched his foot. I think it touched his foot because he ran after the ball like it had touched him, and so did the rest of the Southside team. They all saw it kind of bounce and touch his foot. He was holding a block, and it nicked his foot, and right when he felt it, he turned to go for the ball. Southside did the same thing, and Southside got it. So, we didn't get an opportunity to talk about our keys for the game. My key for the game tonight was going to be the special teams. I knew somewhere along the line the special teams was going to make a play either on the Southside side or outside that was going to determine this game. Special teams is going to be so important in this game, and right now the first special teams blunder goes on the Acadiana side.
Just not an ideal start for the Rams. You fumble the ball on your first drive, and then Southside punts it away, and it hits off the back of a special teams player, and Southside gets it back 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line in the red zone. Handoff to Williams. Breaks a tackle. Keeps his feet moving. Give him a gain of about 5. It's going to be second and 5, ball at the 9.
Williams is a load. I saw him against Sam Houston, ran for 240 yards and 4 touchdowns. He didn't have many stats last week, but he has the capability of busting one, and right there, he was just too much for Acadiana. Got a big 5-yard gain and kind of gets this drive going here near the end zone for Southside.
This would be a big opportunity for the Terrible Turks to hold them till field goal try. 2nd and 5. Diaz under center. Handoff, Williams. Met at the line of scrimmage and pushed backwards, but there is a flag down. As it stands, it's no gain. It would be 3rd and 5. We'll have to wait and see what the flag is. Illegal chop block against Southside is going to back him up.
so far, Acadiana defense has really stepped up to the plate and kind of kept you in this game, right? I mean, you got a special teams blunder that kind of got you back there, but Acadiana defense got you on a 3 and out. Now they're down here near the red zone. The penalty's going to help them out, but still not much going for Williams and Diaz in that offense. The defense standing tall and doing this job. It would be big if you could either keep them to a field goal try or make them go for it on 4th and get that turnover on down. So the defense, we've relied on them all year long. It's going to be critical that we rely on them again here on this drive.
2nd and 20, ball at the 24. Diaz going to keep it himself, but there's Gavin Coleman to wrap him up, give him a gain of 1, and it's going to be 3rd and about Delcom.
That's one thing about this Southside offense is that they're not going to put the ball in the air all that often, so you can kind of sell out on the run. Now, look, they're going to catch you with a couple of passes, just like Acadiana does. They'll catch you when you're sleeping, so you got to be aware of it. But for the most part, they're keeping the ball on the ground, and right there, Coleman kind of sold out for it, knew it was coming, and was able to stop him for a minimal gain.
So here's something we didn't really talk about in the pregame, Nick. Southside is not a passing team. They throw the ball kind of like Acadiana used to do back in the hardcore Veer machine days. So they are not built to throw the football. We're going to have to see what Diaz can do with it here. 3rd and very long, 3rd and about 19. Southside's going to go ahead and take their first timeout, and we're going to take a short timeout with them. 4:39 left to go in this first quarter in a scoreless game. Stick around for more WRP here on YouTube.
At the Lafayette Parish Sheriff's Office, we believe building a strong organization starts with preparation, leverages teamwork, and harnesses the character of each individual. While using cutting-edge technologies and state-of-the-art equipment, our brave deputies are dedicated to keeping you and your loved ones safe. We're more than law enforcement. We're a team working together in service of our communities. The Acadiana Wreckin Rams know a lot about service, teamwork, and winning. When you're ready to join our championship team, come by.
Welcome back to the Reef here in Youngsville, Louisiana, as your terrible Turks have forced a 3rd and 19, and they have a really good opportunity to force a really long field goal right here, right now. And I tell you what, Nick, like I just mentioned seconds ago, Southside's offense is not built for passing. I'm really curious to see what they try to do here.
Yeah, like you said, they're not built for passing, but they can sometimes put it in the air and have some success.
Diaz going to keep it himself on an option. They're going to bring him down, call it a gain of 2. Ball's going to be spotted at the 21-yard line, and here goes the field goal unit.
Well, I tell you what, this is where you start to talk about the defense becoming elite. We've been talking about it all year long. Were they elite? Are they elite? Are they getting these stats against teams that are just better than? This is a really good football team on the other side of the ball, and the Acadiana defense did a great job holding them to this field goal try.
It's going to be a 40-yard field goal. Not easy in high school football. 9 seconds left to go on the play clock. Snap is high. Kick is away. Kick is up. It's a good-looking kick, but he missed it. Had to kind of chuckle right there, Nick. There was no referees underneath the goalpost.
Yeah, what was going on there?
I'm not sure where that referee was. The referee was running to be underneath the goalpost as the kick was happening. That was a very confusing situation. But as it stands, it was wide right, and the Veer machine's going to take over 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. And I'm just hoping to have a clean drive right here. You can, look, after everything that happened, it's 0-0.
Yeah.
Let's just kind of wash it away and get to work right here.
Right, get it going right here.
Handoff up the middle, met at the line of scrimmage. He's going to be thrown backwards. And why are they being allowed to just dogpile on our running backs 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage after he was met at never mind. Cole, it's going to be 2nd and 9.
I think every yard is going to be so tough in this game for both teams. We've seen these defenses step up. Aside from that kind of the passing play from Colin to Ty, I mean, it's just every yard has been a struggle on both sides. And so I would expect this to continue. We're already 3 minutes left in the first quarter. We're already, mostly through the first quarter, and not much has happened offensively from either team.
2nd and 9. Ball at the 21. DeBetta looks to the sideline for a play, gets back under center, takes the snap. Handoff up the middle. Dion Simon on the carry. give them a gain of, let's call it 3. It's going to be 3rd and 6.
Yeah, I mean, this is not an ideal situation, but I'm not going to doubt what this offense can do after the last drive where they were picked up the 3rd and 13. So a 3rd and 6, you can maybe keep it on the ground. You can maybe try to go to the air, but the offense has to kind of try to sustain this drive because Southside, despite not getting any points on that previous drive, has a lot of momentum. I mean, this sideline is ruckus, and that's what every Southside game is, and they're just going nuts here.
3rd and 6. Fakes the handoff, rolls far side. Trying to turn the corner. He's going to have to tuck it and run. He's across the 30. Can he get there?
Oh, what an effort.
What a run by Colin DeBetta, who's going to have about 2 yards. That should move the sticks for your veer machine.
He's making good decisions with the ball. He's running when he needs to. And right there, what an individual effort. Got the first hit about 2 to 3 yards away from the first down. Tucks it, puts his head down, and picks up the extra yardage to move the sticks. Nice job from Colin DeBetta, and the offense stays on the field.
1st and 10, ball at the 31-yard line. Ty Lambertina is going to be the near side receiver. Travis Gallion on the far side. Joseph and Simon in the backfield. There's going to be a timeout by Acadiana, and we're going to take a quick timeout with them. Stick around and come on back for more WRP here on YouTube.
Uncle T's Oyster Bar in Scott is your destination for Acadiana's best local seafood.
Featuring delicious oysters, po' boys, specialty dishes, boiled crawfish, and happy hour specials.
Uncle T's across the railroad tracks in Scott.
Serving Gulf oysters just the way you like them.
Welcome back to the Reef here in Youngsville, Louisiana. About a minute left in this first quarter in a scoreless ball game. And Nick, you just said it seconds ago. A tight ball game early on, and we knew that coming in. We knew it was going to be a defensive game, and that's what it's been so far.
Yeah, not only are points going to be at a premium, but yardage is going to be at a premium. I mean, I don't understand why the clock's running, but the clock is it should not be running. We should have about 2 minutes left in the quarter, but nonetheless, the yardage in this game, nobody's really gaining yards. Nobody's really moving the football. It's very much a struggle, and that's what we talked to Coach Dotson last week after the game. He said, look, Southside's going to match our physicality. This is not going to be a cupcake, and they knew what they were getting into, and it's been billed as advertised.
1st and 10, ball of the 31, 3-step drop, looking downfield. He throws it downfield. It's a one-on-one with Gallion. Oh, in and out of the hands. I'm going to tell you what, though, not a bad pass right there by Colin DeBetta. Just Travis Gallion not able to take advantage of that one-on-one opportunity. Look for a second, though, he was going to make a one-handed catch.
Didn't make the catch, but that's something you can definitely go back to, taking advantage of those one-on-ones. More often than not, we've seen Gallion make that play. And so if they give it to you again, I would like to go back to that because next time I think Gallion makes that catch. He's been making that catch all year long.
2nd and 10. Snap. Handoff on a trap play to Simon. There he goes, folks. He's across the 50. He's across the 40. Can he get there? He is gone.
Oh, wow.
Dion Simon, I couldn't give my signature call because he looks like he was going to get tackled at the 10-yard line, but he was able to break that tackle and get in the end zone. And Dion Simon able to break the scoreless game on a long touchdown run.
Cool. He broke through the line, and he just kept going and going and going. As towards the end of the run, he kind of slowed down. He was losing his steam, and I was kind of pointing. I was like, get to the corner, and he kept on going. Had 2 tacklers, drug him into the goal line. What a play by Dion Simon.
Dion Simon picking up the workload in Troy Kinnerson's absence. Josh Marquez on the kick, the extra point. It's up and it's good. And with 1:41 left to play in the first quarter, your Acadiana Wreckin Rams take an early 7-0 lead. We're going to take a quick break, but come on back for more WRP here on YouTube.
In 1970, the legacy began. Built on tradition, discipline, and excellence. With the Veer offense and the Terrible Turks defense, multiple undefeated seasons, 6 times.
Welcome back to the Reef here in Youngsville, Louisiana. Dion Simon on a long touchdown run. breaks this scoreless game. Acadiana jumps out to an early 7-0 lead. Josh Marquez on to kick this one away. Kick is a low line drive, bounces at about the 20. It's off the special teams player who's just going to have to pick it up and fall forward. Ball's going to be spotted at about the 29-yard line, and that's where the Sharks will have it, 1st and 10.
Obviously, you want to score first, and scoring first is important. So that touchdown is important, but just even more so, Southside was pretty much having their way in this first half. They couldn't get much offense, but you know Acadiana likes to set that tone, and I think Southside had been kind of setting their tone. It's been really live on this sideline. Now you kind of see it kind of tame down, so that touchdown is really going to do a lot for the momentum of this game, and Acadiana kind of has it right now. They've kind of stolen it from Southside when Southside had most of it for the duration of this game.
1st and 10, ball spotted at the 30-yard line. Diaz under center. Wing goes in motion, handoff to Williams. No, Diaz is going to keep it himself and be smothered behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a loss of 1. It's going to be 2nd and 11.
So far in this first quarter, Acadiana's defense is living up to the bill. We've talked about them all year, how you're going to have to rely on them. They have answered the call so far in this first quarter, and you can pretty much say with this effort that they're venturing towards the elite level. It all starts up front with those front four, and they're doing a great job tonight.
They're going to say it was no gain. 2nd and 10, ball at the 30. Diaz under center. Wing goes in motion. It's going to be a speed sweep. Not able to break the first line. It's going to be a gain of only 1, and Acadiana's terrible Turks hold them to a 3rd and 9 here.
Cole, the Acadiana coaches on the side of me, they knew what was coming, and you could tell the linebacker was on the corner right there. They knew exactly what play was coming, and they played it to perfection. So the film studies paying off. Acadiana's practices have paid off, and this defense came to play tonight.
3rd and 9. Terrible Turks have a great opportunity to get off the field here and get the ball back in the hands of the Veer machine. Ball's going to be spotted at about the 31. 10 seconds on the play clock. I was about to say Southside didn't even break the huddle yet. Diaz under center. 2 receivers to the near side. Snap. 5-step drop, deep drop, throws it deep downfield, but it's well over the head of the intended receiver by about 5 yards. And I believe Southside's going to have to bring on the punting unit for the 2nd time.
What a tremendous job from the Terrible Turks on this drive, not allowing anything to get going. And Southside is kind of like Acadiana. Like, once they get behind those sticks, it's really uncomfortable. Now, they might get a play. We saw Acadiana had to get that 3rd and 13 and pick up a 1st down. Southside could do that, but for the most part, they like to keep it on the ground. They like to play ahead of the sticks, a 3rd and 3, a 2nd and 2, something like that. When you get them to a 3rd and long, it's gonna take something special for them to get it done. So nice job by the Acadiana defense to force that play.
Travis Gallion standing back at the 50. Junior Jack Jones on the punt. Snaps a high one. Ty Lambertina tried to go back and block it. Gallion's going to take it at about the 41-yard line, and that was a very dangerous oh, man.
Like Kevin Foote says, we field way too many punts in this country. That was definitely one of them. I mean, he got hit right when he caught it, but credit to the young man for hanging on to it. If anybody on the field is going to try that, I would say Travis Gallion is the one to do it, and he took care of the football. But, boy, what a risky field right there.
You made my point for me. I was going to say either Travis Gallion or Colin DeBetta. That's about the only 2 people on the field I would have trusted to do that. But Acadiana's going to have great field position, 1st and 10 at the 40. That is going to be the end of the first quarter. Acadiana Wreckin Rams with an early 7-0 lead, looking to extend it. Stick around for more WRP when we come back.
Y'all ready?
Yes, sir. We're ready.
Let's get it.
Back to the Reef here, Youngsville, Louisiana, as we start the second quarter. Your Acadiana Wreckin Rams with an early 7-0 lead, and they'll have the football back, 1st and 10 at the 40. Looking to go up 2 scores, 60 yards away from that end zone.
Yeah, it would be great if you could get up by 2 scores, because at this point, Southside's having a lot of trouble moving the football on the Acadiana defense. You put a 2-touchdown lead on the board, and Southside's struggling like it is, that they would have to make some major adjustments to get back in this game.
DeBetta under center. Handoff. Up the middle. give him a gain of about 3. It's going to be 2nd and 7 on the carry. Couldn't see who carried. I think that was Joseph on the carry.
We talked about Southside kind of struggling to move the ball. Honestly, Cole, aside from the big play from Simon and that 13-yard pass to Tyler Martina, Acadiana's kind of had trouble moving the football. It's definitely been a defensive struggle. So, look, Acadiana can strike at any moment and get into the end zone. And if it takes big plays to make it happen, Acadiana can do it. But they haven't really had a methodical drive where they're moving down the field and sustaining drives aside from that one big pop.
2nd and 7. Ball at the 43. Option play. Pitches it to Joseph, who tries to turn the corner and gets absolutely blasted, Nick. And I'm going to be honest with you. I thought he was well on the sideline, but he's not going to get the call because, unfortunately, he's on this Southside sideline. It's going to end up being 3rd and a short 2.
Yeah, you guys can check the replay and make your own determination if you'd like to decide whether or not he was on the sideline or not. It's definitely a close call. If a flag would have been thrown, I don't think anybody would have held the official accountable for that. But it definitely looked pretty close there to getting a flag.
Gallion comes in. Acadiana's going to have to hurry up and break the huddle. They only have 9 seconds on the play clock. Gallion's going to be the far receiver. The queer, the near side. Snap. Handoff up the middle to Ty Lambertino, who's going to be stopped after a 1-yard gain. So it's going to be 4th and 1. Line to gain's going to be the 50, and we're going to have to see what James Estes wants to do here.
We had heard a rumor that Ty was going to try to play a little bit of running back. I mean, he's done everything you can for this offense, but right there, just that could be something where he's just not used to maybe running that play, and if you get a new running back in there, maybe not comfortable with some of the blocking arrangements. But nonetheless, this is normally the part of the field where you go for it. I mean, you're at a 4th and short, you're right at midfield. You know that Southside hasn't had any luck running the football, so keeping the offense out here is probably the right move.
Lambertina and Joseph in the backfield. Quarterback keeper. They're going to say it's going to depend on the spot.
To me,
and it does not look like he got there.
Yeah, to me, Cole, it looked like he was a little bit short.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like he was short. I mean, like you said, it would have depended on the spot, but the spot was probably accurate. I think he was a few yards short. But again, I don't mind the call there. Look at where you are on the football field. You're at midfield. Yes, you just gave Southside really good field position, and they're kind of feeling like they did something right there. But what we've seen from so far from this Southside offense, they haven't really been able to move the football. The defense has kind of stepped up. So lean on your defense, right? You got a 7-0 lead. You know that you've kind of dialed it up. It seems like they kind of know what the plays are going to be right there. So let your defense work right here. So I like the call.
I didn't mind going for it. I minded the play call.
Yeah, the play call.
You run the veer. Give it to one of your running backs, especially a big guy like Joseph, and let him try to get a yard. So
I agree there.
I don't really like trying to run a quarterback sneak on a 4th and 1 where the defense knows you're trying to run the ball. 1st and 10. Diaz going to drop back on a 5-yard drop back. He throws it down the field. He's got a man, but he throws it wide of his intended receiver. It looked like number 8, Kobe Broussard, one of the wings on this offense, just not able to hook up right there.
And that's the thing. They'll catch you, right? They'll catch you like that on surprise where you think, man, these guys never throw, and they'll put it in the air. Luckily for the Wreckin Rams, that ball was just a little sailed right there. But, man, if he could have connected him, Kobe Broussard, the receiver, had the defender beat, right? If he puts that ball on the mark, that's going for a big gain, if not 6 points. So you do have to be careful. They don't pass it a lot, but they'll put it in the air 5, 6, 7 times. 6, 7. And maybe if they get one, they'll get some good yardage.
2nd and 10, Diaz. Toss play. Going to cut inside. He's got nothing but green grass across the 40, across the 30, and he was going to step out of bounds close to the 25-yard line. And just like that, after the big gain, Southside knocking on the door of the red zone.
That's what it's going to have to be tonight, I think, because I don't think either of these teams is going to be able to sustain a drive and get first downs. It's going to have to be big plays, and so far, that's all it's been. A couple of big plays from Acadiana, one resulting in a touchdown right there, a big play, getting about 15, 18 yards right there for Southside. So both of these teams are going to have to move the ball with big plays because the defense is kind of dialed up and not really allowing these offenses to sustain a drive.
1st and 10, ball at the 25. 2 receivers to the near side. Diaz under center. He's going to throw a screen. Looking for a double pass. It's underthrown. Flag on the play, and it's a good call. Looked like Gavin Highsall may have dragged down the wide receiver in the end zone, and that's going to be defensive pass interference and a first down.
It's a play that we've seen on all levels of football so many times. The pass just underthrown. Defender can't really do anything about it. The receiver comes back for the ball, runs into the defender, and it's a clear pass interference. Good call from the official right there. But again, another big chunk play. You didn't make the catch, but you got the big yardage. That's what's gonna take in this game. A big chunk somehow with a penalty or a play. That's how the offenses are gonna move the ball. Because right now these defenses are standing tall.
1st and 10, ball at the 13. Handoff to Williams. Breaks through the first line. He's going to be brought down close to the marker. They call him a yard short. It's going to be 2nd and 1, ball at the 4.
Big gain from Williams right there. Kind of busted through the line for a nice gain. So Southside can still get a first down on this drive. They get a couple more yards. They'll have a 1st and goal from the 2. So Southside knocking on the door right here. It would be so big if the defense could get off the field, allowing just a 3-point try.
2nd and a long 1, ball at the 4. Diaz under center. There's going to be a wide receiver to the near side. Wing goes in motion. Handoff up the middle to Williams, who dives in the end zone, and he's in from 4 yards out. So just like that, Southside punches one in to tie this ball game with 9:28 left to go.
I mean, we knew this, Cole. This is what we expected. It's going to be a fight, right? Acadiana got up 7-0, and, you know, a lot of the teams in the district, they fold, they hold their head, and Acadiana just runs it up on them. We knew that was not going to be the case. We knew Southside was going to fight back, and right now this is just a defensive struggle. Every point, every yard is at a premium right now, and 9:28 into this second quarter, the score about to be 7-7. I mean, it's just everything that we thought it was going to be. It's living up to what we thought.
Barra's kick is up and good. Flag on the play is going to be running into the kicker by Acadiana, and we're going to see if they want to enforce it here or on the kickoff, and it looks like they'll elect to do it on the kickoff. So 9:28 left to go in this first half. This game is tied at 7. We'll take a quick break, but come on back for some more WRP here on YouTube.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing the certainty of this delivery.
This team will make a push in January.
Absolutely, they're still in it.
But getting that delivery.
What do you think, Johnny?
How do you know my name?
You're wearing a name tag.
Oh, yeah. 2-second rule?
So don't settle for just any insurance when there's State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Welcome back to the Reef here in Youngsville, Louisiana. You just saw Southside drive down the field and tie this ball game up at 7. 9:28 to go left in the first half, and back deep to receive this one. Trying to look for some numbers. Looks like Keon. No, that's actually going to be Devon Bell. I can't make out the other number on the other side, but we're going to have to see where they spot this football, folks, because if you remember just now, there was a running into the kicker penalty on the point after, so it looks like they're going to spot this one on plus territory at the 45, and, you know, things can get a little tricky here. Acadiana in this position last week had an onside kick that was successful against Lafayette High. We're going to have to see if kicker Grant Barra wants to, you know, do anything other than kicking it out the back of the end zone.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, you might have to try to get it in that catch zone like they would have at the NFL and see if Acadiana can make a return. Because right now, the special teams could play a big factor in this game, the way both of these offenses are having a trouble moving the football.
Forgot to mention tonight, Nick, it's actually middle school night here as well, just like it was for Acadiana last week.
Got the Milton, Broussard, and Youngsville kids.
That's right. He's going to go ahead and opt to kick this one through the end zone, and the Veer machine will have it 1st and 10, ball at the 20. Need a responsive drive right here by the Veer machine after what we saw in that 4th and 1 opportunity that didn't go away. Yeah,
a tough opportunity there, and you gave Southside good field position. And the way the defense had been playing, I didn't really mind the call of going for it. The play call was disturbing, right? It could have gone any number of ways, but the quarterback sneak was probably the worst way it could have gone. You liked a better play call, but nonetheless, you gave them good field position. They capitalized, and now we have a tie game.
The bet under center, Gallion the far receiver, Lambertina near side. Handoff. Maybe gets a yard. They're going to mark him as no gain. It's going to be 2nd and 10. It was, I believe that was Joseph on the carry there, just not able to find any room to run.
not able to find any move to run and lack of room that we've seen in probably the 4 previous weeks, right? It's been the holes have been really big. It's been kind of simple, and this is just another level of football than what Acadiana's seen, and that's why you play those tough games in the non-district schedule to prepare you for the district schedule, where Acadiana's been backloaded with all these tough teams on the back. So really, you've had 4 weeks of, dare I say, cupcakes preparing you for one of the biggest games of the season.
2nd and 9, they actually gave him a yard on that one. Flag on the play. So I believe Acadiana took a timeout before the flag. It's actually Southside who took the timeout, but nonetheless, we're going to take a quick timeout with them. Come on back for more WRP here on YouTube.
At Southern Classic Chicken, we take pride in serving the freshest, seasoned, and marinated hand-breaded fried chicken. It's so good, it's wrong. Add in tasty sides like our zesty Cajun seasoned fries, savory red beans and rice, or sweet corn grits. Drive through today and pick up a family box or one of our classic combos and enjoy a true Southern classic. Oh, and don't forget the pepper.
Back to the Reef here in Youngsville. 2nd and 9. Your Wreckin Rams are going to have the ball at the 21-yard line. And as mentioned over and over so far, it's been a defensive struggle. Team struggling to move the football. Dion Simon able to bust one earlier in the first quarter to take a 7-0 lead. And Southside was able to bust a long run to get them down in the red zone and eventually punch it in as well. But otherwise, both teams really stopping the run well tonight.
Yep, and the defenses have come to play on both sides of the football. Acadiana really not having as much success as they've had these previous 4 weeks. But look, you played New Iberia and Sulphur and Barb and Lafayette. Did it really prepare you well enough for what Southside's throwing out there? And so far in this first half, it's been a struggle for Acadiana.
2 receivers far side. Galleon's going to go in motion. Drops back. They swing it to him. He's going to be tackled after about a gain of, let's call it 3, and it's going to be 3rd and 5. I don't mind the play call right there. Flag on the play. Flag on the play very late by the kicking net here on the near sideline. But before we see the call, I don't mind the call because we've been getting it to Galleon quickly the past couple of weeks, and we've seen him break a tackle and go for a long touchdown. I believe that's kind of what they were thinking on that play design as well. But we're going to have to wait and see what the penalty is, and it looks like it will be against Southside because they're marking it. They're marking this off, and it's going to be enough for a veer machine first down.
Yeah, Cole, let's go back to that play and your point. I like the play call. I don't mind it, but I tell you what, Southside was ready for that play. That's a play that has worked in weeks past. That you can go to Galleon and he can pick up 8 to 10 yards, maybe bust one for a touchdown. Not against Southside, right? It's just a different level. And I just feel like Acadiana's taken a little bit longer than I thought they would to kind of settle into this game. I thought they would kind of be in it, but it still feels like they're a little bit jittery down there on the field.
The bet under center. Takes the snap, hands it off to Joseph, drops the football.
Yeah.
Ball's on the ground. We're going to have to wait and see. I believe Joseph jumped back on it, and he did. He's going to retain possession. But, man, that's the second time tonight that we've seen a bad handoff on these sweeps between DeBetta and his running backs. I mean, we're shooting ourselves in the foot in this first half, Nick.
And you can just tell, just looking down on the sideline, like they're just nervous. You can see their body languages. They're not comfortable yet. I thought maybe at the beginning of that first quarter you'd have a little bit, but by now, settling into the end of the first half, 7 minutes to go here in the second quarter, that you would be settled in, and I just don't think the team is settled in right now.
He loses 3 there, so it's going to be 2nd and 13. 3-step drop, looking. Throws a slant. Galleon's got it. Man, oh man, he's right at the stick. I think he's going to be right at it. We'll have to wait and see. It's going to be enough for a 13-yard gain and a Wreckin Ram first down.
Man, if you could get Galleon going on those plays right there, where he just gets up there and snags the ball, just has such good hands, good instincts for the ball. And right there, you've seen on this drive, they tried to get into him twice. The first time, didn't really get a whole lot, but go back to him and make a play. He's clearly the biggest playmaker you have on this team. And right there, he goes out there, snags the ball out of the air, and picks up a big first down.
1st and 10, ball at the 48-yard line. Galleon near side, Lambertina far side. Handoff up the middle on a trap play, give him a gain of 2. I believe that was I think it was Simon on the carry. It's going to be 2nd and 8.
Look, as long as you're getting positive yards, it's only a 2-yard gain, but we know what that veer machine does. If you can just continue to get positive yards, stay in front of the sticks, don't get caught in those 3rd and long, 2nd and long situations. That's where they're a little bit uncomfortable. So that play from Gallion could really kind of settle these nerves and make things go pretty smoothly here as we close out the first half.
2nd and 8, ball at the 50. Gallion near side, Lamartina far side. Handoff up the middle, breaks the tackle.
Big run.
He's down at the 40. It's going to be enough for a Wreckin Ram first down. Dion Simon with an important run once again.
Yeah, such a big run, not just for the yardage and the fact that it's a first down, but just maintaining this drive. Look, another flag on the field. Some personal foul stuff going on the sideline or something with Southside. Sideline
warning against the Sharks. I'm going to be honest with you, Nick. I almost called it out earlier. After every single play, Southside's coaches are in the ear of the official, and I believe he got tired of it.
It was only a matter of time.
It's happening every single play. He's following the referee basically out into the numbers. 1st and 10, ball at the 40. Gallion near side receiver. Lamartina far side receiver. Handoff up the middle to Joseph. Breaks through that first line. Good-looking run right there. Give him a gain of about 4. It's going to be 2nd and 6.
The big play that Simon had in the first quarter to bust a touchdown is those are anomalies, right? That's not what the offense does. The offense does what it's doing right now, sustaining the drives, picking up 3 and 4 and 5-yard gains. That's why the run on the previous play from Simon was so big, because it sustained the drive. Yes, it was a big gain and a nice gain and got you across midfield, but now you're starting to feel like, hey, this veer machine that we run over and over and over again, it can work against this Southside team. It starts to soften up that defense to where maybe you can go over the top to Gallion for a big play, but it's crucial to get the veer machine working exactly like it is on this drive.
2nd and 6. Ball to the 38-yard line. Snap. Handoff up the middle. Dives forward for a gain of 2. It's going to be about 3rd and 4.
I think you're clearly in 4-down territory. So you have 2 downs to pick up this 4 yards. That's why if you can continue to stack positive gains on top of each other, you really have a chance to do something on this drive. This has by far been the best drive of the game so far for Acadiana, where they're just sustaining the drive. Got a nice big gain to Gallion, the veer machine picking up first downs, moving the ball down the field. This is what you want to see. This is Acadiana football right here, and it's going pretty well on this drive.
3rd and 4. Trap play. Simon trying to keep his feet moving. He's going to be a yard past the stick for a 5-yard gain in a Wreckin Ram first down. Dion Simon doing the dirty work once again.
For as hard as it's been for Acadiana to move the ball against the Southside defense, this drive has just been beautiful. If you could cap it off with a touchdown, it has just been a perfect drive, and this is what Acadiana wants to do all game long, is really hold the ball, keep it away from Southside, and get these first downs. And again, the 1-yard gain, the 2-yard gain, you might be thinking, oh, it's just 2 yards, but I'm telling you, it softens up that defense, and it allows you to, once you soften it up, get a 4, 5, 6-yard gain on a drive.
Handoff up the middle. Joseph, give him a gain of about 4. It's going to be 2nd and 6. Another strong run by Joseph on first down.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, this is old school Acadiana football. None of the fancy motion or anything like that. You're just running it right at them. They know it's coming, and you can't stop it. We've seen it so many times. I mean, there's 3 minutes and 44 seconds on the clock. I have no doubt that Coach Dotson is trying to run just about every second of this clock down before he gets in the end zone. This has just been a really good drive for Acadiana.
2nd and 6. DeBetta takes the snap, hands it off up the middle. I believe that's Lamartina on the carry. Give him a gain of, let's call it 4. And it's going to be 3rd and about 3.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know why Ty's playing running back. I mean, you got Simon and Joseph, and they're doing really good. Ty's kind of a jack of all trades. He gets in there, gets a nice 4-yard gain. So once he gets a little bit more comfortable, maybe gets a few more reps at the running back position, he could be a factor. I mean, you get the ball in his hands, good things have happened so far this season, and there Ty picks up a nice 4-yard gain.
3rd and 3, but you mentioned it. It may be 4-down territory. Handoff. Seals the edge, turns the corner, across the 15. He steps out just shy of the 10, and that should be a first down. Syrian Joseph on the carry.
well, I feel like I'm beating a dead horse, but what a beautiful drive this has been so far. I mean, they're just doing everything right there. You bust it outside. Everybody's thinking you're going inside. You've been pounding it inside all drive long and having success. Bust it outside with Joseph, and he picks up a big gain and a first down. Acadiana is doing everything right on this drive. Just an absolutely beautiful drive.
Yeah, much better balance on this drive. Just a really strong, just a good balance of running it inside, running it outside.
Yes.
Even doing some swing passes to Gallion earlier in the drive, just flowing really well on this drive. 1st and 10, ball at the 13. DeBetta looks to the sideline for a play, and Acadiana is going to take a timeout. We're going to take a short timeout with them. This game is tied at 7 with about a little bit over 2 minutes left to go in the first half. Stick around for more Wreckin' Ram production.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing the certainty of this delivery.
This team will make a push in January.
Absolutely, they're still in it.
But getting that delivery.
What do you think, Johnny?
How do you know my name?
You're wearing a name tag.
Oh, yeah. 2-second rule?
So don't settle for just any insurance when there's State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Welcome back to the Reef here in Youngsville, Louisiana. Just over 2 minutes, 2:48 left to go in the first half. This game is tied at 7, but Acadiana in the red zone, 1st and 10, ball at the 13.
And Cole, we were talking about it off the air. I love that timeout from Coach Dotson. I mean, things were kind of going a little quick there. You settle your team down. You're inside the red zone. Get the right play called in there for Colin and the boys down there to kind of get this ball in the end zone. So what a great timeout from Coach Dotson.
DeBetta under center. Hard count, nothing doing. Looks to the sideline for a play. Snap, handoff. Joseph met at about the 10-yard line. Give him a gain of 3. It's going to be 2nd and 7. Line to gain is going to be about the 3-yard line.
Joseph kind of has that running style where he runs upright. He's not really lowering his head. He's just got the ball and he's running up and kind of stands tall, and that kind of allows him, once he gets tackled, to kind of fall forward and pick up a few yards. So a nice gain right there to kind of get this drive going and get a nice 3-yard gain there.
They're going to say he only gained 2 on that one, so 2nd and 8. DeBetta under center. Snap. Hand off to Joseph once again. Keeps his feet moving. Give him a gain of, let's call it 4. Should be 3rd and about 5.
Yeah, this is a big play right here for Acadiana. I mean, as good as this drive has been, and as well as you have moved the football down the field, to not end it in the end zone would just leave a bad taste in your mouth. You really got to get 6. So I would assume this is 4-down territory. I'm assuming they're going to go for it on 4 down. This is 4 down here.
This is 3rd.
No, this is 3rd down. Yeah,
3rd and 5.
assuming they're going to go for it on 4 down, but they have to get in the end zone.
DeBetta keeps it himself. Pitches it to Joseph. Can he turn the corner? Not going to do it. There's a flag down at basically midfield. I say midfield. We're going to have to see another flag on the far side. There's a flag down at the point after stripe that was thrown from the back judge. There's a flag on the far sideline. We got a lot of stuff going on here. We'll have to wait and see.
Big calls, no matter what these are. I mean, can really change the momentum of what this game is right now. You're at a 4th and about, I would say about 8 yards, 9 yards maybe. Just tough.
Waiting for the referees. They're in a huddle right here. But, Nick, I'm going to say something real quick. This drive has already, in my opinion, been a win because you've ran off so much time off the clock that you've kept the ball out of Southside's hands for virtually the entire quarter. As long as you end this drive with points, you're potentially going to go to halftime with the lead, which is, I'm going to be honest with you. If you told me before the game you go into halftime with the lead, I'm sure a lot of people would take that, whether it's by 3, whether it's by 7, or, any amount.
Yeah, that's a good point, and I'm not saying you're wrong, but I just know that they want a touchdown here. I mean, clearly, you always want a touchdown. If you get points, yes, you're going into the half with the lead, with the way this game is going, and as much as of a struggle as it's been, but this drive has just gone so well. And over the years, when we see Acadiana make these late playoff pushes, when they get into the playoffs and they're able to turn it on It's because they have drives like this where they hold the ball, they burn 6-7 minutes off the clock, and then they cap it off with a touchdown. And so that will let me know that they've really got everything that happened in the early part of the season behind them if they were able to have this specific drive right here in this football game and end it with a touchdown. Yes, getting points and kicking the field goal and going in with the lead would be great, but getting a touchdown would really kind of put a stamp on this game.
Okay, so there's 2 personal fouls, 1 against each team. I'm wondering if this will be offsetting penalties.
Well, we see the referee talking to Coach Curtis down there on the 20-yard line. He's not going to be happy if it's offsetting penalties because Southside had a big defensive stand right there on the run to Joseph. So if it's offsetting penalties, Acadiana will get another shot at third down.
And they will. As it stands, they have the ball marked at the same exact spot. It's going to be 3rd and 5 at about the 9-yard line, and it's offsetting penalties. So Acadiana gets a little lucky right there, and you have to see what James Estes dials up here on 3rd down.
Yeah, how many times can Southside dial up a defensive play to stop what Acadiana has done so far in this drive? They did it right there on 3rd down. Now Acadiana gets another crack at 3rd down to kind of sustain this drive and find the end zone.
DeBetta, snap, 3-step drop looking, throws a slant to Travis Gallion. It looked like his hands were just handcuffed. And they're going to call no flag. So it's 4th and 5. And I'm going to be honest, Nick, I think you kick the field goal here and you just take the lead right before the half. And it does look like Josh Marquez is going to come on for a field goal try.
Yeah, it kind of looked like on the replay you can kind of see that he kind of yanked his hip. He was right in the hip there, kind of pulled the receiver. But nonetheless, Marquez out to get the lead. And look, getting the lead is fine, but he's still got 1:25 left on his clock. Southside hasn't had a whole lot of success moving the football, but let's see if Josh can put this through.
26-yard field goal. Snap is a little high. Kick is up. Kick is good. Josh Marquez good from 26 yards out, and Acadiana takes a 10-7 lead with 1:22 left to go in the first half. Stick around for more WRP. We'll be back.
Hey, Wreckin' Ram fans, that's right, I'm in Big D, and I don't mean Dallas, Dusson, Louisiana, where a dream became a destination. At Knox and Dusson, timeless family recipes get a personal twist. Every bite has Louisiana flavor, from plate lunches to specialty burgers, to po' boys, fresh seafood, both grilled and boiled. And every Thursday through Saturday, we turn up the charm with live music and our very own Cajun Exotico breakfast every other Saturday morning. And don't forget brunch every Sunday. So come down to Knox and Dusson, a proud supporter of Acadiana High School. Knox and Dusson, don't knock it till you try it. Go Rams!
Welcome back to the Reef here in Youngsville, Louisiana. Acadiana just kicked a 26-yard field goal off the foot of Josh Marquez. Josh Marquez is going to run a squib kick here, and I tell you what, well played by the special teams of Southside to knock it down at the 45-yard line. I am going to be so honest with you, Nick. I hate that call.
That's bad.
Because now with 1:20 left to go in the first half, you give good field position to Southside, who is not known for throwing the ball. Why not just kick it deep and make them go the entire length of the field?
Completely agree with you, Cole. That's a very questionable call. I don't like it at all. I mean, this is exactly what you said. Why would you give them this good field position? Now they're almost already at midfield, and they're feeling like they're going to be able to put some points on the board. And they have a kicker that can kick the ball from about 40 yards out. So really you only need about maybe 20 to 25 yards to really put their kicker in position to tie this football game.
1:20 left to go in the half. Diaz under center. 2 receivers far side, 1 near side. 5-step drop looking. He's being chased. He's just going to have to throw this one away. And, Nick, I'm going to be honest. This should be intentional grounding. Diaz is hurt in the backfield.
Yeah, I don't understand how that's not intentional grounding. We see Diaz down there, and he's injured, but I do not understand how that's not intentional grounding. He was directly into the pocket, threw it over to the sideline to no one, and in my opinion, that's intentional grounding all day.
This doesn't look very good. Both teams are coming off the field for the injury. We're going to go ahead and take a quick injury timeout ourselves. We'll go ahead and, oh, look, he's getting up. We'll still take a quick timeout. Stick around for more WRP.
Uncle T's Oyster Bar in Scott is your destination for Acadiana's best local seafood.
Featuring delicious oysters, po' boys, specialty dishes, boiled crawfish, and happy hour specials.
Uncle T's across the railroad tracks in Scott.
Serving Gulf oysters just the way you like them.
The relationship with Star and Acadiana High School started this spring when they were awarded the contract to service all of our schools, and the service has been tremendous. Our schools are cool, our teachers are happy, our parents are happy, and most importantly, our students are happy because when they enter those classrooms, it's comfortable, it's safe.
Welcome back. 2nd and 10, handoff up the middle. Williams give them a gain of about 2 or 3. It's going to be 3rd and 8, and the Terrible Turks have a chance here to get off the field before half.
Big play right here for both sides. I mean, if Southside can sustain this drive, they really start to think that they have a chance to tie this game going into halftime. And for Acadiana, the defense has really been so strong tonight, being able to get off the field and go into the halftime with the lead right here if you're able to stop this play. So this is a big play for the momentum of this game.
I'm looking for only 2 plays right here from Southside. Maybe a one-on-one shot down the field to set them up for field goal or some kind of outside toss play. 3rd and 8. Diaz. Handoff up the middle to Williams. Good, strong run. I think they're going to mark him a yard short, so it's going to be 4th and 1 with only 25 seconds left in this half. It's actually Cole Harris, the junior quarterback, in to take the snaps. Southside's going to take a timeout with about 23 seconds to go in the half. We'll take a quick timeout with them. Come on back for WRP here on YouTube.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing the certainty of this delivery.
This team will make a push in January.
Absolutely, they're still in it.
But getting that delivery.
What do you think, Johnny?
How do you know my name?
You're wearing a name tag.
Oh, yeah. 2-second rule?
So don't settle for just any insurance when there's State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Welcome back to the Reef here in Youngsville. 4th and 1. Terrible Turks have a chance to stand tough and get Southside off the field before half. Diaz hands it off to Williams, who has enough for the first down. That'll move the sticks and stop the clock momentarily. Only 20 seconds left to go, and Coach Curtis is calling for just a spike play, and that's what's going to happen. So 17 seconds left to go in the first half. It's going to be 2nd and 10. Ball is spotted at the 41-yard line. So still a decent amount of real estate to cover if they want to try to get in the end zone. But as you mentioned earlier, they do have a kicker with a strong leg, and I would imagine they only really need about 10 to 15 yards to make it a makeable field goal.
Yeah, so you're at the 41. If you could get them to about the 25, so we're talking about 16 yards, that puts you right at about a 42-yard field goal. And we saw the kicker in pregame knocking them in from 42 pretty easily. So if you get about 15, 16 yards, I think they'll give their field goal kicker a chance.
No timeouts. Keep that in mind. Snap. Diaz rolls out near side, throws it across the field. He's got a wide open receiver who's tackled at about the 28-yard line. That's going to move the sticks. Ball's at the 11 seconds left to go in the half. Oh, Southside did have a remaining timeout. So they're going to take a timeout, and we're going to go ahead and take one more timeout before the half as well. Stick around for more WRP here on YouTube.
At Southern Classic Chicken, we take pride in serving the freshest, seasoned, and marinated hand-breaded fried chicken. It's so good, it's wrong. Add in tasty sides like our zesty Cajun seasoned fries, savory red beans and rice, or sweet corn grits. Drive through today and pick up a family box or one of our classic combos and enjoy a true Southern classic. Oh, and don't forget the pepper.
Welcome back to the Reef here in Youngsville. 1st and 10, Southside has it at about the 28-yard line with 11 seconds left to go in this half. And me and Nick have mentioned it a couple of times. Southside's got a really strong kicker. Got plenty of leg to tie this one up, but I still say they need about 5 to 10 more yards to make it, a comfortable field goal opportunity.
And for a team that doesn't pass the ball a lot, Diaz has been able to connect on a couple of passes tonight that have been crucial.
5-step, rolls out far
he's got a
side.
man.
He's got a lot of room,
Oh,
throws
yeah.
it. He's
He
got a
had him
wide
the
open
whole
man.
way. Had him the whole way.
And that just can't happen. A busted play with 11 seconds less to go in the half, and Southside takes a 14-10 lead pending the point after.
The receiver ran a perfect route, fooled the entire secondary, and he was wide open from the jump. He was wide open when he left the line of scrimmage. He made 2 moves, was wide open in the end zone, and Diaz found him. And again, Southside does not pass the football a lot, but when they do, it's effective. And right there, Diaz finds the receiver for a touchdown.
Colin Francois on the reception right there for the touchdown. He's one of the wings on this offense, and man, that is just a lapse on the defensive side of the football. That's something that just could not happen.
And Cole, not only that, but Southside will get the football after half.
Barra on the kick. Kick is away. Kick is up. Kick is good. So, as I mentioned, 14-10. Southside takes the lead. We're going to go ahead and keep it here with only about 4 seconds left to go before the half. But, man, just what a backbreaker, because that not only do they get the ball in the second half, but I'm just talking where we are. That's just such a big momentum swing in this game. When you were potentially preparing for a long field goal try, which Southside had already missed earlier in this ball game.
The little things, Cole, that have gone wrong so far for Acadiana, the not being able to get a touchdown on that great drive that you had, is probably a 10 to 12 play drive that got you all the way deep down in the end zone, not able to punch it in for a touchdown, having to settle for 3 on the ensuing kickoff, kicking it where you gave Southside the ball at the 50-yard line. Just an absolutely mind-boggling decision to not kick that ball deep and put Southside in position to make a play. And we're thinking, well, they don't have enough time to go all the way down the field and get a touchdown. They're at least going to be able to have a field goal chance. Well, nonetheless, Parker Diaz hits a couple of passes, has a nice couple of plays, and finds the end zone. Southside takes the lead. They get the ball at halftime. It's just unraveled so far at the end of this first half. After such a great drive, we were talking about Acadiana really trying to settle in after that drive and really get something going, but having to settle for 3 and then giving Southside great field position to where they take the lead, it's sort of unraveled at the end of this first half.
Ball's brought in at the 25, across the 40, brought down at the 45-yard line, but that is going to be the end of the first half. And I tell you what, it's been a strong first half for defenses. You know, they've had some explosive plays that have, led the offense get in the end zone. Each team's kind of exchanged explosive plays. But I'll be honest with you, a long passing touchdown from the Sharks was not on my bingo card tonight. But like you mentioned, a well-run route and a well-thrown ball by Diaz gets him on the board with, just seconds left in the first half.
And really, the reason why we needed a touchdown at the end of that drive is because it's really the only drive in this game where the team has just sustained it, right? It's all been aided by big plays. We saw Dion Simon had a big play, bust through, and get a touchdown. We saw Southside have a couple of big plays that led to their first touchdown and the second touchdown. A couple of nice pass plays from Diaz. Diaz has a couple of nice throws tonight. I mean, he's looking good. When he goes back there to throw the ball, it's very effective. And so to have that great drive that Acadiana had there at the end of the second quarter and not get a touchdown, have to settle for a field goal, I just thought that would leave a bad taste in your mouth after the drive. Still, we were thinking maybe you'd have an opportunity to go in with the lead, and you're looking up at the scoreboard. Southside's up 14-10. So every point has been a struggle. Every yard has been a struggle. Southside takes the lead on that touchdown. They'll get the ball out of halftime. They just got to be feeling all the momentum. And what Acadiana had done on that drive is kind of taking some of the momentum over to their side and punching it in with a touchdown kind of caps off all of that momentum. And right now it's just gone all the way on the Southside side. We saw at the beginning of the game how ruckus the crowd was, how much they were into it, the sideline, the band, everybody feeling it. And they're the first time playing Acadiana on this brand new beautiful stadium. You know they want to get a win. You know they want to knock off the team that's been at the top of this district. And right now they're doing everything they can to do it and giving Acadiana everything they want with a 14-10 lead.
Well, not to pump sunshine and rainbows, but I will say this, Nick. Look, so on the first drive, you got Colin DeBetta, who unfortunately fumbled the ball as he was running for a first down. You had the punt. That was I guess you can call it a muff, or it hit off the back of a Wreckin rammed a special teams member that Southside was able to jump on right there. You had the 4th and 1 that was a questionable offensive play call, especially because when you run the veer and your offense is built for 1 yard, 2 yard, 3 yard gains. And then you have, of course, the squib kick at the end of the first half, which me and you really disagreed with. And that to me, out of all of that, the squib kick was probably the most questionable because it easily set them up for what they did just now. If you just kick it deep and they got to start that drive at the 20-yard line, I mean, you force them to go 80 yards with a minute left.
Those are a bunch of little things that you mentioned right there. Little one play here, little things that have compounded on each other in this first half to allow Southside to take this lead. Look, you make one little mistake, it's not that big of a deal, but when you make 2, 3, 4 mistakes, Cole, you mentioned 5 mistakes in that drive. I mean, 5 mistakes is huge in a game like this where every yard is so critical, and I think those 5 mistakes have directly led to Southside being ahead in this football game at halftime.
Well, it's all smiles and handshakes up here as Southside holds a 4-point lead at the half. But listen, Nick, even with all the blunders that Acadiana has had, it's still a one-score game. It's going to be a very important drive because, as you mentioned, Southside will get the second half kickoff, and the Terrible Turks are going to have to come out and really be ready to go because if you allow Southside to go down and score and make it a 2-score game, you know, as much as we talked about momentum and excitement on this near sideline, this place would explode if that were to happen.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, they're ready. They're ready to explode. If Southside comes out at halftime, gets the ball, and goes down and score, that's exactly what's going to happen. And at that point, maybe the scoreboard doesn't seem insurmountable, but the moment would seem maybe a little bit too big for the Wreckin Rams. But look, the defense has done great so far. They've really kind of held Southside without being able to move the football a whole lot. So if we can just lean on that defense one more good time, get that ball back in the offensive stand, and let Colin and those boys try to get us going and get back the lead on the scoreboard.
Well, again, your halftime score here at the Reef in Youngsville. Southside leads this one 14-10, and Southside will receive the second half kickoff. Go ahead and stick around. We're going to take a halftime break, and when we come back, we'll bring you some second half action here on WRP on YouTube.
Y'all ready?
Yes, sir. We're ready.
Let's get it.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing the experience of this trainer,
Good to go.
but getting that trainer.
Megan Trainer. I'm all about that brace, no trouble. Give me your arm.
No, it's not for that.
Who are you?
Patrick, I play football.
This is Patrick, everyone. Give it up for Patrick. He does sports.
So don't settle for just any insurance when there's State Farm.
Why is no one clapping?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
At Southern Classic Chicken, we take pride in serving the freshest, seasoned, and marinated hand-breaded fried chicken. It's so good, it's wrong. Add in tasty sides like our zesty Cajun seasoned fries, savory red beans and rice, or sweet corn grits. Drive through today and pick up a family box or one of our classic combos and enjoy a true Southern classic. Oh, and don't forget the pepper.
Hey, Wreckin' Ram fans, that's right, I'm in Big D, and I don't mean Dallas, Dusson, Louisiana, where a dream became a destination. At Knox and Dusson, timeless family recipes get a personal twist. Every bite has Louisiana flavor, from plate lunches to specialty burgers, the po' boys, fresh seafood, both grilled and boiled. And every Thursday through Saturday, we turn up the charm with live music and our very own Cajun Exotico breakfast every other Saturday morning. And don't forget brunch every Sunday. So come down to Knox and Dusson, a proud supporter of Acadiana High School. Knox and Dusson, don't knock it till you try it. Go Rams!
Y'all ready?
Yes, sir.
Saturday, we turn up the charm with live music and our very own Cajun Exotico breakfast every other Saturday morning. And don't forget brunch every Sunday. So come down to Knox and Dusson, a proud supporter of Acadiana High School. Knox and Dusson, don't knock it till you try it. Go Rams!
The relationship with Star and Acadiana High School started this spring when they were awarded the contract to service all of our schools, and the service has been tremendous. Our schools are cool, our teachers are happy, our parents are happy, and most importantly, our students are happy because when they enter those classrooms, it's comfortable, it's safe, and it's a good learning environment for our students. Just like Acadiana High, we set the standard in education. STAR sets the standard on service.
STAR is all about service. That's what we wanted, that's what we needed. We needed the proper service maintenance program. That is what STAR does. That is the basis of their business, service and maintenance, which lessens the repairs and the replacements. Our service calls are dropping. Our repair calls are dropping. Our replacement calls are dropping. Just as Acadiana High is synonymous with championships in football, STAR is synonymous with service. Ladies and gentlemen, it's in the name.
STAR and Acadiana High School, we're both elite. Be elite.
Uncle T's Oyster Bar in Scott is your destination for Acadiana's best local seafood.
Featuring delicious oysters, po' boys, specialty dishes, boiled crawfish, and happy hour specials.
Uncle T's across the railroad tracks in Scott.
Serving Gulf oysters just the way you like them.
At the Lafayette Parish Sheriff's Office, we believe building a strong organization starts with preparation, leverages teamwork, and harnesses the character of each individual. While using cutting-edge technologies and state-of-the-art equipment, our brave deputies are dedicated to keeping you and your loved ones safe. We're more than law enforcement. We're a team working together in service of our communities. The Acadiana Wreckin Rams know a lot about service, teamwork, and winning. When you're ready to join our championship team, come by or give us a call.
Your Marine Corps' way of life is to defend the American way of life. Every day, no matter where we serve, we take a stand for our nation, for each other, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Y'all ready?
Yes, sir. We're ready.
Let's get it.
You know, Southern Classic Chicken is a North Louisiana favorite, famous for crispy chicken and that pepper on the side. And they kept it simple, fresh, and full of flavor. And now, for the first time, they're franchising. And guess what? Lafayette, the hub city, is the very first franchise location. I'm excited because I've heard great things about the chicken. And you know, one thing about people here in Southwest Louisiana, we love good food, and we understand that's what we can expect with Southern Classic Chicken.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing the experience of this trainer,
Good to go.
but getting that trainer.
Megan Trainer. I'm all about that brace, no trouble. Give me your arm.
No, it's not for that.
Who are you?
Patrick, I play football.
This is Patrick, everyone. Give it up for Patrick. He does sports.
So don't settle for just any insurance when there's State Farm.
Why is no one clapping?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
At Southern Classic Chicken, we take pride in serving the freshest, seasoned, and marinated hand-breaded fried chicken. It's so good, it's wrong. Add in tasty sides like our zesty Cajun seasoned fries, savory red beans and rice, or sweet corn grits. Drive through today and pick up a family box or one of our classic combos and enjoy a true Southern classic. Oh, and don't forget the pepper.
Hey, Wreckin' Ram fans, that's right, I'm in Big D, and I don't mean Dallas, Dusson, Louisiana, where a dream became a destination. At Knox and Dusson, timeless family recipes get a personal twist. Every bite has Louisiana flavor, from plate lunches to specialty burgers, the po' boys, fresh seafood, both grilled and boiled. And every Thursday through Saturday, we turn up the charm with live music and our very own Cajun Exotico breakfast every other Saturday morning. And don't forget brunch every Sunday. So come down to Knox and Dusson, a proud supporter of Acadiana High School. Knox and Dusson, don't knock it till you try it. Go Rams!
The relationship with Star and Acadiana High School started this spring when they were awarded the contract to service all of our schools, and the service has been tremendous. Our schools are cool, our teachers are happy, our parents are happy, and most importantly, our students are happy because when they enter those classrooms, it's comfortable, it's safe, and it's a good learning environment for our students. Just like Acadiana High, we set the standard in education. Star sets the standard on service.
Star is all about service. That's what we wanted, that's what we needed. We needed the proper service maintenance program. That is what Star does. That is the basis of their business, service and maintenance, which lessens the repairs and the replacements. Our service calls are dropping. Our repair calls are dropping. Our replacement calls are dropping. Just as Acadiana High is synonymous with championships in football, Star is synonymous with service. Ladies and gentlemen, it's in the name.
Star and Acadiana High School, we're both elite. Be elite.
Uncle T's Oyster Bar in Scott is your destination for Acadiana's best local seafood.
Featuring delicious oysters, po' boys, specialty dishes, boiled crawfish, and happy hour specials.
Uncle T's across the railroad tracks in Scott.
Serving Gulf oysters just the way you like them.
At the Lafayette Parish Sheriff's Office, we believe building a strong organization starts with preparation, leverages teamwork, and harnesses the character of each individual. While using cutting-edge technologies and state-of-the-art equipment, our brave deputies are dedicated to keeping you and your loved ones safe. We're more than law enforcement. We're a team working together in service of our communities. The Acadiana Wreckin Rams know a lot about service, teamwork, and winning. When you're ready to join our championship team, come by or give us a call.
Your Marine Corps' way of life is to defend the American way of life. day, no matter where we serve, we take a stand for our nation, for each other, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Y'all ready?
Yes, sir. We're ready.
Let's get it.
Season after season, we put in the work to beat the competition. For Courtesy Automotive, much like the Wreckin' Rams, success isn't just our goal, it's our
Y'all ready?
Yes, sir. We're ready.
Let's get it.
success.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing the experience of this trainer,
Good to go.
but getting that trainer.
Megan Trainer. I'm all about that brace, no trouble. Give me your arm.
No, it's not for that.
Who are you?
Patrick, I play football.
This is Patrick, everyone. Give it up for Patrick. He does sports.
So don't settle for just any insurance when there's State Farm.
Why is no one clapping?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
At Southern Classic Chicken, we take pride in serving the freshest, seasoned, and marinated hand-breaded fried chicken. It's so good, it's wrong. Add in tasty sides like our zesty Cajun seasoned fries, savory red beans and rice, or sweet corn grits. Drive through today and pick up a family box or one of our classic combos and enjoy a true Southern classic. Oh, and don't forget the pepper.
Hey, Wreckin' Ram fans, that's right, I'm in Big D, and I don't mean Dallas, Dusson, Louisiana, where a dream became a destination. At Knox and Dusson, timeless family recipes get a personal twist. Every bite has Louisiana flavor, from plate lunches to specialty burgers, to po' boys, fresh seafood, both grilled and boiled. And every Thursday through Saturday, we turn up the charm with live music and our very own Cajun Exotico breakfast every other Saturday morning. And don't forget brunch every Sunday. So come down to Knox and Dusson, a proud supporter of Acadiana High School. Knox and Dusson, don't knock it till you try it. Go Rams!
Welcome back to the Reef here in Youngsville, Louisiana. Your Wreckin' Rams coming out of the south end zone. But again, the Southside Sharks lead their halftime score 14-10, and they will be receiving the second half kickoff. We want to thank all of you for tuning in to Wreckin' Ram Productions tonight, whether you're watching in Scott or anywhere around Louisiana or really anywhere around the globe. You are what makes this broadcast possible, your dedication to your Wreckin' Ram football team. Speaking of, Nick, I got to give some love to the Acadiana High Alumni Tournament taking place at Judy's Park right now, the softball tournament that's been put on every year since 2012. I know a lot of our fans are over there watching the game on their phones or maybe even some TVs, so I wanted to give a shout-out to all of our Wreckin' Ram alumni participating in the alumni tournament to raise money for the Acadiana High baseball team. And as always, boys. Go class of 2012. Donna's doesn't. So.
Well, you know, the class of 99 that I was in, we were known for winning a different trophy. Not quite the one on the field. We would win the trophy off the field. So I'm sure if any of my 99ers are there this year, they're going to take part in some of those festivities that win that secondary trophy.
And if you don't know what he means, the ice chest was never empty.
That's right. Brent Carlson was one of the biggest proponents for never having an empty ice chest, and he did his part for sure.
So Acadiana once again is going to kick off to start the second half. Josh Marquez tees it up right here. And you know what? With all the, I'm going to call it blunders, Nick, with all the blunders that Acadiana has had in the first half, hey, it's still a 4-point game. And we talked about it at the halftime, show right before we went off air. This is going to be a massive drive to open up the second half. We have to see the Terrible Turks come up with a stop. Marquez kicks this one away. It's high and it's deep, but it will be returnable at about the 1-yard line. Across the 15, across the 20, he's got a lane. Across the 30, across the 40. But a good tackle right there is going to down him at the 40-yard line, but still some strong field position for the Sharks as they take over 1st and 10.
The front seven for Acadiana has really played top-notch today, not allowing a whole lot, but the secondary is kind of lacked off and allowed Southside to get a bunch of big plays. We saw Parker Diaz, once he puts the ball in the air, he's had some success. We saw him with the touchdown at the end of the first half. So it's going to be critical for that secondary to kind of step up. Hopefully the adjustments have been made at halftime, and the secondary kind of matches what that front seven for Acadiana has been doing all game.
Diaz under center. Handoff goes to Williams, met at the line of scrimmage, but keeps his feet moving, still keeps his feet moving, and that's a strong 7-yard gain to start the second half. It's going to be 2nd and 3.
I think the story of the game so far from Southside has been the fact that they have had success in the air. But remember, they're a run team. They don't like to put the ball in the air. So it's kind of ironic that they've had so much success on the air. They rather keep the ball on the ground. And right there, Williams kind of shows you how with a big 7-yard gain on first down.
2nd and 3, ball at the 48-yard line. Diaz under center, one receiver to the near side. Wing goes in motion. Snap. Handoff again to Williams. Met at the line of scrimmage, but this time he's going to be stopped after a gain of about 2. Let's see where they spot him. He is right at the stick. They're going to say he's about a yard. They haven't moved anything yet. And now they call it a first down. I originally thought he was a yard short, Nick, but they got a generous spot, and that's going to move the sticks. First down. First down, Sharks. Ball crosses the 50 at the 49-yard line.
Kind of looks like an injury for Acadiana down there. It looks like a cramp. It doesn't look like anything too serious. It kind of looks like he's just cramping, and they're going to kind of pick him up. Something to keep an eye on, too, Cole. We mentioned it. I don't know if we mentioned it in the first half, but Southside has a sideline warning already in this game. Coach Jess Curtis is out almost to the hashes on every single play. So it's something to keep an eye on. It could be maybe a big critical moment in this game where they get that second sideline warning, which would result in a penalty. So it's on every play. I mean, it's not just on the 3rd and 4th down plays. Every single play, Jess Curtis is out onto the field, kind of almost at the hashes, not necessarily in the referee's ears, but just kind of overstepping, kind of being where he shouldn't be. And so it's just something to keep an eye on that it could rear its head and get Southside that penalty later on in this game.
So once again, that was enough to move the sticks there, and I'm just now seeing the sticks move. That's why I'm repeating myself. But 1st and 10 Sharks, ball at the 49-yard line just past the 50. Believe that was Keon Leday on the injury, and I'm pretty sure you're right, Nick. I think it's a cramp, but I think it's a bad one because he's hopping on 1 foot off.
You kind of tell the way he was holding his leg. It seemed like a cramp.
An unfortunate injury because Keon is a ball hawk for this defense. Diaz under center. Handoff to Williams.
Nice play.
Great tackle by Isaiah Lavallee. Great to see him back in the ball game after his injury a couple of weeks ago. Loss of about 1. It's going to be 2nd and 11. Ball at the 50.
Yeah, we saw him have that tough injury against Barb a couple weeks ago, and I think the defense missed him last week. I mean, they still got the win, but Lafayette was able to do some things that I think Isaiah, we had talked about when he had the injury, was off to such a good season. Even was having a great game against Barb, so it's really nice to see him back in the lineup and make a play right there.
2nd and 11. Ball at the 50. Diaz under center. 2 receivers to the near side. Wing goes into motion. It's a toss play. Got a man to beat. Breaks past the 50-yard line. Gets down at about the 45. So give him a gain of about 5. And It's going to be 3rd and 6 here.
5-yard gain for Southside, but it looked like it was going to go for a lot more. So credit to the defense for kind of snuffing it out. When he made the pitch, it looked like he had a bunch of green grass, and the Terrible Turks just kind of converged on it and held him to only a 5-yard gain. Sets up for about a 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7, somewhere around there.
Great opportunity for the Terrible Turks to get off the field here. Have to see what the Sharks want to do. Third and 6, 7 seconds on the play clock. I don't think they're going to get set, Nick. We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, they're calling for a timeout, and Jess Curtis is going to take one. So Southside takes their first timeout of the second half. We're going to take a short timeout with them. Come on back for some more WRP here on YouTube.
Y'all ready?
Yes, sir.
Welcome back to the Reef here in Youngsville. 14-10, Southside leading this one early in the second half. 3rd and 7, 3rd and 6 opportunity here. Diaz under center, wing goes in motion. 5-step drop, going to swing it out, in and out of the hands of his intended receiver. I believe he was looking for Cole Harris, the junior there.
Yeah, I think he kind of heard those footsteps because he was about to get a big hit right there, made a big play, and there you go. Acadiana defense leaning on him when you need to, making a big stop right there to get the ball back in the offense's hands.
So Acadiana able to get off the field with a chance to get the ball back, go down, and potentially take the lead. It's going to be Travis Gallion to receive this punt. He's standing at about the 25-yard line. Back to punt is junior Jack Jones for Southside. 8 seconds on the play clock. Snap is a good one. Kick is high, kick is nice. Gallion calls for a fair catch. It bounces and checks up right at about the 22-yard line, and that's where the Veer machine will have it, 1st and 10.
Okay, got the ball back. That's exactly what needed to happen. The fear was that Southside would get the ball and move it down the field, but we've seen so far in this game they really having trouble moving down the field. They had a couple of big plays that got them in the end zone, but they haven't really been able to sustain a strong drive. They're like Acadiana. They like to hold the ball and get minutes off that clock, and they just haven't been able to do that. And now Acadiana has the ball with an opportunity to do that as well. So you're kind of in good shape here. 14-10. You dodged the bullet of giving them ball out of halftime. Now the offense needs to do what it did on that last drive and kind of sustain it and get down there to score.
1st and 10, ball at the 23. DeBetta under center, hands off of the middle, met at the line of scrimmage, dives forward for a yard. It's going to be 2nd and 9.
It kind of feels like the momentum of the game is still in the balance. Nobody really has it. I think Southside had an opportunity to take full control of momentum if they were able to score. They weren't able to do it. Now Acadiana has it, but you can kind of see the sidelines a little bit relaxed. The crowd's not really into it right now. Somebody's just waiting to take control of this game, and Acadiana has an opportunity to do it right here.
Is this, would you, one or the other? Methodical drive right here, or would you like to see an explosive play to get Acadiana the momentum back?
You're right. Either one. I mean, a good explosive play would be fine. I just think you need to take the lead however you can right here on this drive.
2nd and 9. Broken play. DeBetta's going to keep it himself. Just has to tuck it and move up the middle. It'll be a gain of about 2. Call it 3rd and let's say 7.
And I tell you what, Cole, he's holding that ball so loosely. Even after the fumble, he hasn't quite corrected that. He's just holding it in one hand and is just waiting for a mistake to happen. He's got to tug that ball when he decides to make the run. A busted play, and he made positive yardage out of it. But he's really got to tug that ball in and run so that he doesn't get another fumble like he had earlier in the game.
Let me ask you, Nick, and just playing devil's advocate, do you think in the second half we see any of Ty Lambertina take some snaps in this offense?
Yeah, that's a good point. I hadn't thought about that, but he's usually in the mix at this point. He usually would have maybe gotten some snaps by now. So the dynamic that brings you is you're allowed to bust DeBetta out there in the open, and it looks like they got something going right here.
Doug Dodson's going to go ahead and take a timeout as the play clock was winding down. We're going to take a short timeout with them, but stick around and come on back for some more WRP here on.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing the certainty of this delivery.
This team will make a push in January.
Absolutely, they're still in it.
But getting that delivery.
What do you think, Johnny?
How do you know my name?
You're wearing a name tag.
Oh, yeah. Oh. 2-second rule?
So don't settle for just any insurance when there's State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Welcome back to the Reef here in Youngsville, Louisiana. Your Veer machine has the ball, but they'll be faced with a 3rd and 7. Ball at about the 26-yard line. And, I mean, we just talked about it moments ago. Your Terrible Turk defense was able to force get off the field early in this half. Acadiana's got to find a way to move the ball here. Lamartina under center. 2 receivers far side. 3-step drop, looking. He's met behind the line of scrimmage, and he's going to be sacked. Ty Lamartina going to be sacked at about the 15-yard line, and Acadiana's going to have to punt this one away. And this is a scary spot of the field because I'm getting some bad vibes with the way that a couple of snaps have gone over the head this year. Got to have it cleanly.
Let's go back to that previous play. I do not like putting Tyler Martina in right there, not because Ty's not capable of doing something right there. Obviously, we know he can make a play, but everybody knew you were passing the ball right there because the only reason why you would put Ty in the middle of a drive is so that you could stretch it out with Gallion and DeBetta on the outside, and so they kind of sold out for the pass. And once it was covered, Ty had nowhere to go with the ball.
Got to have a clean snap here. Marquez stands at about the 2. Flag on the play, and this is going to be a delay of game.
Cole, it's really ugly right now. And in a game like this, remember, we've talked about it all year long. Penalties and turnovers. That's the only way Acadiana's going to lose this game. And that was against teams like Sulphur and Barb. When you're doing it against Southside, you're just really doing yourself no favors. And now Southside is just feeling it. When we were talking about momentum and the balance, right now Southside hasn't even done anything, and they're feeling like they have it.
Snap's a good one. Marquez's kick is a really good one. Bounces at the 40, and it takes a big old Wreckin' Ram bounce. Across the 50, and it'll be spotted at the 48-yard line, and Josh Marquez has done it over and over this year. A very strong punt by that young man is going to, Southside's going to have to go 52 yards to extend its lead.
I mean, that's about as good of a punt as you could have at the high school level. Just really flips the field. And what Southside was kind of planning on maybe having it on the other side of the 50 right now, like you said, 52 yards away from the end zone. We saw them have that quick strike in the second half. So going to have to lean on the defense again. I mean, at some point, the offense is going to have to answer with a score. But right now, you're just leaning on your defense, which has been the strongest unit for you this year.
Would love to see the Turks force a turnover on this drive. Diaz, handoff to Williams, met at the line of scrimmage. Still pushing that pile, so what was only going to be a gain of about 1 turns into a gain of about 3. It'll be 2nd and 7.
It just feels like they're the very similar teams, right? They're trying to do similar things. They want to control that ball. They want to control that clock. They want to have these methodical drives. And so far, it just looks like Southside's a little bit more disciplined, a little bit crisper with what they're doing. And that's why the scoreboard's kind of showing what it's been. I mean, the defense really can't play much better than they have. And Southside's kind of chipping away at what Acadiana's trying to do defensively.
2nd and 7, ball at the 49. Diaz. Met in the backfield.
Oh, wow.
Darius McKinley jumped the snap and blew up both the running back and the quarterback. Put that on the highlight reel because that's the kind of plays LSU wants to see.
No doubt about it. And that's what you talk about. Anybody you talk to about Acadiana, the first thing they say is, well, they have that LSU defensive lineman on the line. And right there, he showed you exactly what he's capable of doing once he gets to that next level. What an outstanding play by number 87, Darius McKinley.
Well, here we go, Nick. 3rd and Cade. Terrible Turks have a chance to get off the field here. 2 receivers to the near side. Diaz under center. Handoff to Williams. No, Diaz is going to keep it himself. Tries to turn the corner, but he'll only get a gain of about 3, so it'll be 4th and 10, ball at the 48, and we'll have to see what Jess Curtis wants to do here.
Yeah, this would be a really questionable call if they were to go for it. I think they're going to send the punt unit out to kick the football. But, man, what an outstanding stand from the defense. Again, giving you the opportunity to take the ball. Now, look, the offense is going to have to get the ball and do something with it once they get it back. But the defense has really come to play and done a nice job so far in this second half, not allowing Southside to get much going.
Travis Gallion with his feet at the 30-yard line. Jack Jones, the junior, on the punt for the Sharks. Snap is a low, and it's on the ground. But he Snap was a low, and he punts it. It lands at the 40, rolls to about the 32-yard line, and that's where it'll be spotted for the Veer machine. But I'm going to be honest with you, Nick. I am so surprised we did not see any flags on the play because Jack Jones, the punter, got absolutely blown up.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is he might have turned into a runner there. He was trying to pick up the ball, and the Acadiana defender really didn't know what was going on. And so in order to make that call, I mean, he could have picked up the ball and ran, so Acadiana had to go and make the tackle. He ends up kicking it anyway, but it wasn't a clean snap by any means, and I think that's kind of what saved Acadiana from getting the penalty.
Well, nonetheless, the Wreckin' Ram Veer machine is going to have it 1st and 10, ball at the 32-yard line with another chance to go down and take the lead in this one.
I mean, they got to do it, Cole. They're just going to have to punch it in here. It's going to have to be one of these drives where they get into the end zone and see what they have because they can't allow Southside to get the ball again.
Handoff to Joseph, trying to get outside, but defensive end stays home, and that's going to be a loss of about 3, and Acadiana already behind the sticks on this drive, 2nd and 13.
It's so crazy how this game is just playing out exactly like you thought it would. Defensive struggles, every yard so tough to make it. Right now, Southside just seems to have a little bit crisper of a play call, a little bit cleaner of a scheme right there. Not much going for them offensively, and defensively they're able to stop them, and then it just seems to be just a little bit crisper from Southside, and you feel like eventually they're going to be able to break it.
DeBet under center, one receiver to each side. Fakes the handoff, rolling, pulls up, looking far side, looking downfield. He's going to throw it downfield to Ty Lamartina, but oh, Lord. Ty Lamartina takes a tumble on this near sideline. Looked like he was going to run into the bench for a second, but DeBetta's pass nonetheless is well on the sideline. It's going to be 3rd and long for the Rams.
Yeah, and fantastic coverage from Southside. Every single Wreckin' Ram receiver down the field was covered. There was nobody open. Once DeBetta made the decision to throw, it was well out of bounds, but he just had nowhere to go. Great job by the offensive line, giving Colin plenty of time to throw the football, but the secondary for Southside locked down everything, and he had nowhere to go with the ball.
3rd and 13, 10 seconds left to go on the play clock, and Acadiana still hasn't broken the huddle. They're going to have to get out there. 5, 4, 3, and Acadiana's going to burn their 2nd timeout.
Cole,
in the 3rd quarter.
In a game like this where you're in a one-score game and you know it's just going to come down to the wire. This game is going to come down to the wire. You are going to be in the 4th quarter with the football and a chance to win. And now you've burned 2 timeouts so far in the 3rd quarter. That is just unforgivable, a mistake that you cannot make. That could very well cost them the football game. You're already down 4 points, and not maintaining those timeouts, not holding on to them is so critical. And Cole, we've seen it so far in this game. It's just not clean. It's not crisp. They don't seem to be on the same page. It's been jittery since the first half, and we were talking about it in the first half, in that 1st quarter, where they seemed a little bit jittery. The nerves were kind of bad, and you're like, all right, they're going to settle in. They're going to settle in, and it hasn't quite gotten there yet. And you saw them. They broke the huddle. They broke the huddle with less than 10 seconds and having to burn your 2nd timeout so far in the 3rd quarter in a game that's so close. Those timeouts are so precious. You'd almost want them to take the 5-yard penalty because the timeout is more valuable than the 5 yards. Nonetheless, Dotson takes the 2nd timeout, and now you're really, really going to struggle if it just comes down to the end.
3rd and 13, DeBetta under center. Lamartina lined up as a running back here. 2 receivers on the far side. It's a reverse. Reverse to Gallion. He turns the corner. He stiff arms the tackler. He's across the 40, across the 50. He cuts inside. Can he go? They're going to say he stepped out at the 38-yard line, which is going to put him about 4 yards short of the marker. Give him a gain of roughly 10, but it's going to be 4th and 4.
Yeah, we couldn't tell from our angle with the players from Southside on the sideline kind of blocking the line. It looked like Gallion would have had a big gain, but he steps out at about the 38-yard line, going to set up that 4th down. But again, once you give Gallion the ball, he just has a way of making plays, making something happen, making something out of nothing. And right there, Gallion almost had an opportunity to break it. It looks like the punt team's coming out for Acadiana.
Unfortunate. But nonetheless, it's going to be 4th and a long 4. Josh Marquez comes on to punt, and best thing that can happen here is a clean snap, and he flips the field with a booming punt. Snap is good. The punt is away. It's end over end. It's received at the 30, and that's where the Sharks will have it, 1st and 10.
You know, at all levels of football, I've always thought that it doesn't make sense to take a timeout to save yourself 5 yards. In my opinion, that timeout is so valuable. Just take the 5-yard penalty and make something happen. A difference between a 3rd and 8 and a 3rd and 13, you're still going to have to come up with a big play to get that first down. Why not just take the 5-yard penalty and hang on to that timeout? Instead, you didn't get the first down anyway, and now you're down the timeout. Holding on to that timeout, in my opinion, was way more important than that 5 yards.
Terrible Turks going to have to step up one more time in this third quarter. It's 1st and 10 for the Sharks. Ball at the 31-yard line. Diaz under center. Snap. Busted play. Blown up by Darius McKinley.
He's so good, Cole. I mean, how many times this year have we said his name where he's just blowing through the line? He is blowing plays up. He is amazing, and you can just tell that's why he's going to be at LSU next year. He does so much on the defensive line and really sets the tone for the defense. And really, this defense is playing fantastic tonight, and I believe it all starts with number 87.
So they're going to say he lost about 4 on that one. 2nd and 14, and Darius McKinley making his presence felt in this third quarter. Diaz is not in the ball game right here. I believe this is Morris, the junior. It is. He rolls out far side, looking downfield. Flips it well short of his intended receiver, basically at his feet. And it's going to be 3rd and about Cade once again, Nick.
Yeah, that was a tough play for the junior who comes in and just doesn't have a whole lot of reps. Maybe his first throw that he's had tonight and just wasn't able to get it there. But again, the defense standing tall. Now you got a 3rd and long. The Southside kind of on their heels, not really feeling comfortable right now. And again, the defense with an opportunity to get off the field if you can get off on this 3rd down and get the ball back in the offense's hands.
Diaz yet again not in this ball game. So 3rd and long with a backup quarterback, not ideal for the Sharks. Snap, rolls out far side, looking. He's being chased, pulls up and throws it downfield. He's got a man, but it's out of bounds. Out of bounds, great closing speed by the defensive back, and Acadiana going to be able to get off the field here.
But Cole, how many times can it happen, right? How many times can you lean on the defense? Is it going to be like that where you just have to lean on them for the entire game right now? You're looking at 2:34 left in this third quarter, and the offense really hasn't got anything going. And look, Southside's be perfectly happy with just trading punts. You punt, I punt, you punt, we're up. We're up 14-10. So Acadiana's going to have to make something happen on offense. At some point, they're going to have to get some points. You got Colin DeBetta right here to return the kick, and he's somebody that can make a play. So we'll see what happens on this punt. But somebody's going to have to do something to get Acadiana some offensive momentum.
Jack Jones on the punt. Snap is a good one. Flag on the play. False start against the Sharks. So we'll do this all over again, but back it up 5 yards. Ball is going to be re-spotted at about the 22-yard line. Acadiana's been trying to get out to Jack Jones and all of these punt opportunities. Almost got to him on the last one. We'll have to see what kind of pressure Acadiana brings right here. As you mentioned, Colin DeBetta, the starting quarterback for your Rams, standing at the 45-yard line, and he is electric on special teams. Snap is a good one. Jack Jones looking. He's going to kick it away. It's a low end over end. Bounces.
Get out of the way.
Ooh, man. We saw it happen earlier. But Ty Thomas able to get out of the way this time. Your Veer machine's going to take over 1st and 10. Ball at about the 47-yard line, so the Rams are going to have to go just under 55 yards to take the lead in this one.
I apologize. I let the intrusive thoughts come out there. I'm supposed to maintain a little bit more professionalism there. I can't really call it out, but nonetheless, it worked out for Acadiana. You got the ball in pretty good field position. I think right now is the time to strike. And at this point, Cole, I don't care if it's methodical or a quick strike. Whatever you got to do, you got to find a way to get in the end zone. So far in this third quarter, Acadiana hasn't done much to move the football. Get yourself in the end zone and get back in the lead in this football game.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying, Nick. You're one big play away, explosive play away from taking the lead and getting all that momentum. Lamartina under center, trap play, handoff up the middle, give them a gain of, let's call it 2. It's going to be 2nd and 8.
Yeah, I don't want to make any mistake about it. With putting Ty in the game in the last drive, that was not a bad decision on Ty. I mean, let Ty have a drive. Ty's done great under center, and right here you start him on this drive. That's fantastic. The issue I had was putting him in the middle of the drive, and then everybody knew what was coming, what you were trying to do, and it just had no chance. But here you got Ty leading the drive, starting the drive. He can move the ball down the field, and you can spread out Gallion and Collin, which is exactly what they're doing on this drive.
Drops back to pass, looking. He's going to throw it deep, but it's over the head of DeBetta. And I'll be honest with you, Nick, that wasn't what the route was. It was
Yeah.
supposed to be a quick slant, and DeBetta just kind of cut it up. And he just tried to get rid of it to avoid a sack right there.
Yeah, I think he thought Colin was going to go that way, and he just didn't. You're right. The route called for that slant inside, and then once the ball came, Colin turned, but he didn't have enough time to go get it. Just a miscommunication. And, again, that's when you play this two-quarterback system, it could have a little bit of those miscommunications, especially when your other quarterback plays in the offense as well.
Lamartina under center. 3rd and about 6 at the 50. Trap play. Handoff up the middle, pushing that pile. Give him a gain of maybe 3. So he's going to cut it in half. It's going to be 4th and 3. And we got a big decision right here.
Oh, this is a monster decision. I mean, normally we would want him to go for it here, but now you're looking at a 4th and 3. You're near midfield. You haven't really had a whole lot going offensively, and it's just going to be it's a big decision. Looks like they're going to punt the football.
And I don't mind the decision.
I don't mind it either.
Because now you got a chance for Josh Marquez to pin him even further back. It seems like we're trading punts right now, but
Yeah.
the more we do it, the more the ball keeps going to that south end zone.
And eventually you're running out of time. Watch a fake here.
Marquez on the punt. Snaps a good one. Let's see a good punt here. It is a good one. Going to bounce at the 20 and take a
Down
big
there,
Wreckin'
get down
Ram
there.
roll. You got to get down there, boys. Ball at the 3-yard
Nice.
line, and
What a
Josh
punt.
Marquez does it once again.
What a punt from Josh Marquez. He's really found his groove right there. And I tell you what, Cole, we've mentioned it before. Every punt he makes takes an Acadiana bounce. It might only take a couple of yards. On that one, it took a big Acadiana bounce all the way inside the 5-yard line. Great punt from Josh Marquez. That's the type of special teams play that can really affect this game. We talked about special teams being a key on both sides. We had a special teams blunder that led to a Southside touchdown right there. Josh Marquez comes up with a special teams play and really affected the outcome of this game. Nice punt from Josh there.
48 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter. Southside hanging on to that 14-10 lead. Handoff up the middle to Williams, trying to break a shoestring tackle. Still keeping his feet moving.
Wow.
Look at this. A gain of about 8. It's going to be 2nd and 2, and that was all Justin Williams on that carry.
We've seen those plays on our side from Dion Simon, Troy Kennerson before he got injured, and Justin Williams kind of showing you he's their bell cow. You give him the ball, he's going to keep those feet churning and get those extra yards. Should have been about a 2nd and maybe 7. Turns out to a 2nd and 2 because Williams just kept him moving and moved the pile.
It seems like Southside is going to be content to let this clock run out. And Ram Nation, go ahead and throw your 4s up. Because the Veer Machine, the Terrible Turks, and all of the Rams on that sideline, they're going to have to get it going in the 4th quarter. In a scoreless 3rd quarter, your score here at the Reef, Southside Sharks 14, your Wreckin' Rams 10. Come on back to WRP. We're going to play some 4th quarter football on YouTube.
At Southern Classic Chicken, we take pride in serving the freshest, seasoned, and marinated hand-breaded fried chicken. It's so good, it's wrong. Add in tasty sides like our zesty Cajun seasoned fries, savory red beans and rice, or sweet corn grits. Drive through today and pick up a family box or one of our classic combos and enjoy a true Southern classic. Oh, and don't forget the pepper.
Uncle T's Oyster Bar in Scott is your destination for Acadiana's best local seafood.
Featuring delicious oysters, po' boys, specialty dishes, boiled crawfish, and happy hour specials.
Uncle T's across the railroad tracks in Scott.
Serving Gulf oysters just the way you like them.
Welcome back to the Reef here in Youngsville, Louisiana to start the 4th quarter. Southside's got a 2nd and 2 opportunity. Terrible Turks have been hanging really tough in this 2nd half so far. It looks like Connor Diaz is back in the ball game as well from his injury a drive ago. 2 receivers near side, handoff up the middle. This is Williams once again, who's going to just fall forward for a gain of about 3. That'll move the sticks for the Sharks, respot the ball at about the 16-yard line.
And right now, Southside is just content with holding the football, right? They're just going to try to burn as much clock off of this clock. Right now, the clock is in their favor, and they're just wanting to eat up that clock. And so they're going to try to have one of those methodical drives that we're used to Acadiana having, where they're just controlling the ball, moving it down the field, and not really allowing Acadiana to have more opportunity with the football.
1st and 10, ball at the 16-yard line. Diaz under center, 2 receivers near side. Swing pass. wide of his intended receiver in the slot, so it's going to be 2nd and 10 for the Sharks. And I'm a little surprised with that play because that's not Southside's offense. Throwing the ball is not their offense, so now I'm not going to say behind the sticks early in the downs, but it's 2nd and 10 when it could have been 2nd and 7, 2nd and 8.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be an easy dump off, and he just drops the ball, and now the clock stops, and you've kind of messed up that rhythm that you had so far in this drive.
Southside coming out with 3 wide receivers here. Diaz under center. Handoff to Williams up the middle. Met at the line of scrimmage. Give him a gain of 2 or 3. It's going to be 3rd and about 6, flag on the play.
Yeah, it was a punch from Acadiana. Acadiana, I couldn't make out the number of the player, but he kind of punched outside. They were kind of into it right at the end of the play, and he just kind of threw a punch, and that's going to be a 15-yard penalty. Who's that? Who's that, Cole?
Not sure. Not sure. Personal foul against the Rams, and it's been the theme of the night, Nick, undisciplinedness. If we're being very, very blunt about it, this undisciplined play has really costed Acadiana multiple times. And, this drive started at the 3-yard line, and now they're all the way up to about the 34 just like that. So what you thought was flipping field is, it's a moot point now. 1st and 10. Handoff to Williams up the middle. Keeps his feet moving. And I tell you what, that's the kind of running that we see from the Veer machine. Justin Williams is doing it in this wing T offense, and you could tell this defensive line is just getting a little bit battered on this drive up the middle.
Yeah, and Justin Williams looks really good. It just looks like they're going to hand him the ball over and over and over, and you kind of know it's coming and can't stop it. It's very reminiscent of what we've seen from a lot of Acadiana drives over the years, where they've got the ball right now with 10 minutes, and they're in no hurry, right? They're taking their time. They're going to control that ball and move it down as slowly as they want, picking up first downs and keeping the ball away from Acadiana.
You could tell they're not the coaching staff's not letting them break the huddle with over 10 seconds. Diaz, handoff to Williams up the middle once again. That's going to be what it is on this drive, Nick. They're going to spoon feed Williams the football and make Acadiana stop it. Williams gets a gain of about 3, maybe even 4 right there. It looks like 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. But they look very content to just hand him the football and see what he can get.
And it's not going to take much to sustain the drive, right? You get 3 and 4 yards on every gain. You're moving the sticks, you're getting first downs, and you're just slowly moving it down. And in the process, you're keeping that ball out of Acadiana's side. So, I mean, it's just been a pretty good drive from Southside here to just kind of control the ball and control the clock.
They try that swing pass once again. It's complete, but he gets absolutely blown up for no gain. It looks like Colin Francois on the catch. But it's going to be 3rd and about 7.
Yeah, I mean, we had just talked about it in the previous play, how we just thought it was going to be a heavy dose of Justin Williams. Right now, they tried that swing play. The first time, it went incomplete. The second time, it got blown up. So that's one they might want to put in their back pocket and just continue to give it to Justin Williams. I mean, even if he doesn't pick up a first down, even if he will only gain a few yards right now, you're really just trying to keep that ball out of Acadiana's hands. And right there, that play just kind of, like I said, on the last time, kind of ruins your rhythm. You kind of had a good thing going there with just giving it to Williams.
I misspoke a second ago. He lost 4 on that one. So Southside's going to be faced with 3rd and 11 right here. They have 3 receivers in the formation and a wing to the left of the formation. Diaz drops the football. Ball's on the ground. He's going to jump back on it, but it's going to be 4th and about 13, and Southside's going to have to punt right here.
Yeah, Cole, just think about the rhythm that they had with Williams, right? He was just pounding it, and they go to that swing pass and lose 4 yards, and right there, it kind of threw the whole rhythm of the drive off and not give it, and kind of threw what they were doing off. They didn't really have it going there in the last 2 plays, and a fumble happens, and now Acadiana's going to get their chance to have the ball again.
Colin DeBetta standing at about the 30-yard line. Jack Jones, the junior, on to punt for Southside. It's been a punting competition in this second half so far. Snap's a good one. Kick is away, end over end. DeBetta fields it at the 30, at about the 26-yard line, and falls down as he catches it. And the Veer machine will have it 1st and 10. They're going to have to go just under 75 yards to take the lead in this one. But listen, Nick, and I've said it a couple times, when everything's said and done, you've had blunder after blunder, You're still one good drive away for taking this lead in the ball game. Acadiana's veer machine has to find a way to get in the end zone right here, right now.
With the way your defense is playing, I think if you score a touchdown, you can lean on that defense to kind of stop what Southside's doing and control the game right now. But right now, Acadiana just needs to get the ball in the end zone. We can have a methodical drive where you burn most of this 8 minutes off, or you can get a quick strike. But whatever you do, it has to end with a touchdown.
Lambertina is going to take the snaps here. DeBetta, the far side receiver, Gallion near side. Snap, handoff, Joseph dives forward for a gain of about 4, 2nd and 6.
Nice little run there on first down, a gain of 4 yards. That's what you need to do. We saw what Southside was doing on the previous drive was just that, feeding Justin Williams and kind of getting the momentum of the drive going. And right now, Acadiana is going to try to do the same thing, and hopefully it ends in a touchdown where you can take the lead and then lean on that defense to kind of keep Southside out of the end zone and preserve the lead. But the first thing that has to happen is sustaining this drive in order to get a touchdown.
Lambertina under center, Gallion near side, DeBetta far side. Lambertina is going to keep it himself, pitches it, breaks a tackle is Simon. He's going to be right at the sticks. Ball's on the ground, picked up by an offensive lineman. We'll have to see if they spotted him. It's enough for the first down, so the veer machine's going to move the sticks. But, man, what a risky pitch right there by Ty Lambertina. Thankfully, Dion Simon had the wherewithal to take it and break a tackle and get to the stick. But that just looked like danger all the way around.
Very risky. Danger all around is a good way to put it. It ends up working out for the Wreckin' Rams, and they get a first down. Risky pitch. I wouldn't have pitched it, but you know what? I'm not down there on the field, and Ty pitched it, and ends up working out with Simon getting the first down.
1st and 10, ball at the 38-yard line. 7 minutes left to go in this ball game. Lambertina under center. 3-step drop. He throws a one-on-one to DeBetta. It's going to be... There's a flag right there. We're going to have to see if he caught that football, Nick. I think he caught it. We're going to have to wait and see. Colin got up looking like he caught that football and got a foot in, and he did. What a catch by Colin DeBetta. And just like that, the sticks move once again. And Acadiana's in plus territory at the 34-yard line. It was a defensive pass interference. They're going to decline that penalty. 1st and 10 Rams.
Incredible concentration from DeBetta on that catch to haul it in, kind of tip it to himself and get that first down. And that's the dynamic that's added to the game when you have Ty under center and you can stretch out DeBetta and Gallion. A lot of focus on Gallion there. You got DeBetta one-on-one on the far side. He tips it to himself and catches it for a big first down play.
I'll tell you what, the replay comes in so handy because you get to go back and see it. 1st and 10, handoff up the middle, dives forward for a gain of about 3. It's going to be 2nd and 7.
Yeah, you needed a play right there. You needed somebody to make a play to kind of get you going, and that's exactly what happened right there. Ty puts it up, DeBetta makes it, and now Acadiana is starting to feel like they're in control of this drive and doing it. It hasn't been the prettiest game for Acadiana, but if you're able to find the end zone right here, you take the lead late. You start to feel like you can lean on that defense to kind of win this game.
And keep in mind, a field goal's out the question now. This is 4-down territory all the way. Lambertina takes the snap, hands it off to Joseph, who breaks a tackle, dives forward for a gain of, let's call it 5. It's going to be 3rd and about a long 3.
Yeah, Acadiana not really in too much of a hurry to kind of score this touchdown. We know we want to find the end zone, but if you can score it with as little time on the clock right now, 6 minutes to go in this 4th quarter, sustain this drive a little bit, start to burn that play clock down and not allow Southside to get the ball with a whole lot of time, you can score a touchdown, take the lead, and then give it to Southside, allow your defense to only have to make one stop.
Don't get cute right here. That's all I'm asking. Let's try to get this yardage. 3rd and 3. Handoff up the middle to Joseph. He's going to have enough for a Wreckin' Ram first down. Syrian Joseph Side Joseph getting the hard yards and moving the sticks late in this ball game.
And we've seen Cy late in games kind of take the command of the offense and run the football, where Dion Simon kind of gets you those tough yards early in the game, and then late in the game you kind of lean on Syrian Joseph, and that's what's happening over here. Joseph's had a couple of big carries on this drive and sustained to get a first down for the Wreckin' Rams.
Lambertina under center. Gallion near side. Snap. Handoff. Simon falls forward at about the 20-yard line. Give him a gain of 4. It's going to be 2nd and 6.
I like what Acadiana has done so far on this drive. Just keeping that clock rolling, right? Keeping the ball and not really allowing Southside to have an opportunity to get the ball back. And so you see a timeout there from Southside because they want to try to slow it down what Acadiana's doing.
Let's take a short timeout as well, but come on back for some more WRP here on YouTube.
Uncle T's Oyster Bar in Scott is your destination for Acadiana's best local seafood.
Featuring delicious oysters, po' boys, specialty dishes, boiled crawfish, and happy hour specials.
Uncle T's across the railroad tracks in Scott.
Serving Gulf oysters just the way you like them.
Welcome back to the Reef here in Youngsville. 5 minutes left to go in this ball game. Southside holding a 14-10 lead, but your Wreckin Rams have the ball in the red zone. 2nd and 6, ball at the 20. Ty Lambertina under center. Snap, handoff to Simon. Met at the line of scrimmage, but keeps his feet moving and turns around. He's going to get a gain of about 2. It's going to be 3rd, and it looks like 3.
We don't want to do what Southside did on the last drive where they got cute, put the ball in the air, and run these little slant plays. You just want to keep putting the ball on the ground and running the football. You've seen Simon and Joseph control this clock, control this ball in this drive. They're getting enough yards to move the sticks. Right now you got a 3rd and 4. It's 4-down territory. Keep the ball on the ground. Keep pounding it. Keep running. That's what's working right here. 4:27 left in this game. The clock. Tick, 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 and find your way in the end zone.
3rd and 4. Snap. Handoff to Joseph.
Beautiful.
Fighting forward. He's right at the stick, and he should have enough for a veer machine first down. I've said it so many times in this second half. Side Joseph getting those hard yards to keep this drive moving.
Yeah, what a great drive so far this has been for Side Joseph. And like we said, we rely on him late in these games to keep these drives going, and that's exactly what he's doing. And this has been such a beautiful drive. This drive started with 8 minutes on the clock. Right now, we're about to get under 4 minutes, and Acadiana's knocking on the end zone.
Can I just say something real quick, Nick? This is the classic veer machine offense we're used to. This is the methodical stuff that we're used to. Handoff. Joseph again breaks through the first wave. Gets a really nice gain of about 6. It's going to be 2nd and 4.
And Acadiana still has an opportunity to get a first down. If they get inside the 4-yard line, they'll get a first down. And it's been a heavy dose of Side Joseph. We saw Dion Simon have a nice run in this drive. But, man, Joseph has closed out the last 2 weeks when you needed him to. We saw him at Lafayette High get those 2 touchdowns to close out the game, just big runs. And here you're just feeding him a heavy dose of Joseph, and he can't be stopped. And they're just moving the ball and controlling the clock, exactly what you needed him to do right here. What a great drive from Acadiana so far.
2nd and 4. Lambertina under center. Handoff to Simon. Dives forward. Looks like he'll be spotted at the 5-yard line. Mark him a yard short. It's going to be 3rd and 1. But that might not be a bad thing because guess what? That clock is under 3 minutes now.
That's right. That's about as good as you can ask for right there because now you got a 3rd and 1. You're going to get 2 cracks at a first down. And if you can somehow get stopped inside that 5-yard line, you're probably going to have enough time to burn that clock. And that would definitely be the story of the game where you got this ball with 8 minutes to go and you just burned the clock all the way down before you scored, not allowing Southside to get an opportunity. This has been a great drive for Acadiana.
3rd and 1. Don't get cute, just hand it off. Simon and Joseph in the backfield. Snap. Handoff to Joseph. I believe he has enough for the first down, and Side Joseph does it once again on this drive. What is that, Nick? The fourth first down run he's had by himself?
I mean, if this is how you draw it up, this is how you would draw up the final drive of this game, the final Acadiana drive, where you're just burning this entire clock and getting down to the end zone and not allowing Southside to get this ball with any time left. We're about to be under 2 minutes, and Acadiana looking to punch it in. What a great drive. Great runs from Side Joseph. I mean, this has just been perfect. This is those methodical, essential Acadiana drives that we've seen for many years.
1st and goal. Ball at about the 2. Snap. Ball's on the ground.
No.
Ball's on the ground, but it looks like Ty Lambertina jumped back on it, and while doing so, he actually gained a couple yards. So it's going to be 2nd and goal, ball at the 1.
Yeah, not only gained a couple of yards, but you didn't score yet, so the clock is ticking, right? So, I mean, this is beneficial now. You got to get in the end zone now. You're at the 1-yard line, 2nd and 1. You're going to have 3 cracks to do it, but a minute and 24 left in this game, and Acadiana is 1 yard away from taking the lead.
And keep in mind, Nick, Acadiana still has 1 timeout left, so clock's going to be under about a minute. And guess what? They're just going to sit on this. They're going to sit on it right now.
Yeah, Southside has a timeout, too. I'm not sure why they haven't called it.
Acadiana's going to let this clock run down as much as it can, and they're going to go ahead and burn their final timeout. So we're going to take a timeout as well. 2nd and goal. Ball's going to be at the 1-yard line, and we only got a minute left to play. Come on back for some more WRP here on YouTube. Welcome back to the Reef here in Youngsville, Louisiana. 1 minute left to go in this ball game, and your Veer machine has it 2nd and goal, ball at the 1.
Cool. I just want to mention, remember, Tyler Martina did have a fumble a couple of plays ago. So this is not a guaranteed thing that Acadiana is going to find the end zone right here. You have to be clean with the snap, clean with the handoff, and punch it in. Southside does have a timeout, but everything has to be clean. We've seen mistakes cost Acadiana so far. Let's hope they get it clean right here and get in the end zone.
Ball at the 1, 2nd and goal. Lambertina under center. Hand off to Simon.
He's in.
Simon dives in. With all of the blunders that have taken place in this game, Nick, in the first half, some in the 3rd quarter, it doesn't matter anymore. Acadiana has the lead in this ball game with under 1 minute left to play in a game that you absolutely have to have in order to win this game.
When I saw 8 minutes on the clock, my first thought was, man, if they could somehow drive all the way down the field and burn up most of this clock, that would just be the essential Acadiana drive. And, man, that's exactly what they did, leaving just 58 seconds left. A heavy dose of Side Joseph, capping it off with a Dion Simon touchdown. That was a fantastic drive from Acadiana, and as ugly as this game has been, Acadiana's on top with 58 seconds to go.
We're going to go ahead and take a short timeout. Come on back for the finale of this one on WRP here on YouTube.
Y'all ready?
Yes, sir. We're ready.
Let's get it.
Welcome back to the Reef here in Youngsville. Acadiana takes a 17-14 lead with 58 seconds left to go in this ball game. Josh Marquez on the kick, and Nick, just kick it away.
Yeah.
Kick it deep, man.
Nothing funny.
Sky kick. Ball going to be taken at the 25. Tackled at the 30. And Southside's going to have to go roughly, I would call it 50 yards to even have a field goal opportunity and tie this game.
The defense has been the strongest unit on this team. We were asking the offense to match what the defense was giving you. We were asking them to do something that was going to affect this football game. And on that previous drive, they burned 7 minutes off the clock and got a touchdown to take the lead. Now we got to ask the defense to do it one more time. We've asked them so many times in this game to stand tall and keep Southside out of the end zone. If they can do it one more time, Acadiana is going to walk out of here with a victory.
3 receivers in the formation, 2 to the near side, 1 to the far side. Diaz under center. Flag on the play. I believe this is going to be an illegal procedure. They had 2 guys moving at the same time, which you cannot do on an offense, and that'll back them up for 5 yards. Oh, excuse me. They're going to call 12 men on the field against Acadiana.
Whoa. Well, look, that's just something that can't happen. Southside just moves the ball 5 yards without a single second ticking off the clock. And those are the types of things where you're trying to keep Southside from getting in field goal range. Where they're about 25 to 30 yards from field goal range. It's a big 5 yards that could come back to haunt you.
Yeah, jumped the gun on that one. 1st and 5, ball at the 36-yard line. Dees rolls out far side, looking downfield, swings it over the head of his intended receiver. It's going to be 2nd and 5, so we'll get reset here. And listen, we mentioned it. They've thrown the ball well tonight, but this is not a team that's overall comfortable in throwing the football. And I imagine they're not comfortable throwing it in under pressure like a 2-minute warning situation.
Right, and you saw right there the receiver was open. If Diaz hits him, he has a big gain and probably going to get to the sideline and stop the clock. But again, that uncomfortable throwing the football, especially in these high-pressure moments, kind of led to that overthrow.
2nd and 5. 3 receivers in the formation. 2 to the far side, 1 to the near side. Wing is lined up to the left. Handoff to Williams up the middle. Breaks through the first wave, but he's going to be down at about the 40. He'll be a yard short of the marker. It's going to be 3rd and 1. And I'm kind of surprised about that play call, Nick, because there's only 40 seconds left on this clock. And you just burned your final timeout on a run play up the middle. I'm a little confused.
The relationship with Star and
talking about earlier in the game where Acadiana had burned both of those timeouts. You're thinking when you're going to be in the end of the game, you're going to want those timeouts. Luckily, it doesn't seem to have haunted Acadiana in that spot. But right now, it's haunting Southside. I mean, they wish they had more timeouts on this drive because they're able to move the football, especially with Justin Williams. He's very effective running the football. But now you got to kind of put those run plays out, and you got to throw the football. Parker Diaz is going to have to put it in his hands. And we've seen him make some big plays in the passing game, but right now he's going to have to do it in one of the highest pressure moments of the season and probably of his entire career.
3 receivers in the formation, 2 to the far side. He's going to keep it himself. Diaz breaks through the first wave. He dives forward for about a 5-yard gain, and that'll move the sticks momentarily. The clock stops as well. Parker Diaz takes the snap and spikes it. It's going to be 2nd and 10 at the 45-yard line. 33 seconds left to go in this ball game. Southside does not have any timeouts.
You can sit back on defense. You don't necessarily want to play a prevent, but you know every play for Southside is going to have to go beyond the sticks. That's the only way that they're going to be able to move the football. So either you can go outside and get to the out of bounds lines and stop the clock, or you're going to have to go past the sticks and get that temporary clock stop when the sticks move.
Worth noting, Colin DeBetta's the cornerback. Travis Gallion and Ty Lambertino are your safeties right now. Darius McKinley getting after Diaz. He's going to have to just chunk it. Oh, man. Ty Lambertino did everything he could to get to that football. Darius McKinley blew that play up once again. And just like that, it's going to be 3rd and long.
Man, Darius McKinley is so good. He's affecting this game in so many ways. And really, in my opinion, the defense has been the strongest unit for you tonight, and Darius is the leader of it. Darius is what kind of drives the ship and makes everything go. And right there, you see him make a big play. Wasn't able to get the sack, but definitely affected what Diaz was doing and forced him to have to throw it outside. And look, a great play by Tyler Martino, almost getting the pick on the sideline.
3rd and long. Ball at the 45. Line against the opposite 45. Diaz under center. Slot goes in motion. Drops back to pass. Looking downfield. Throws it into double coverage, and it doesn't matter because it's well wide of his intended receiver, Jaden Moncrief, the junior. It's 4th and 10, and this is your ball game.
Yeah, this is one of those situations where if you're Southside, you don't want that ball in Diaz's hands in this high-pressure moment. I mean, he's just not used to being that, not used to playing that. And if you're the defense, you have to just keep him from getting the first down. If you can give up anything inside of 10 yards, this game is over. Don't allow him to get the first down and stop this clock.
That Wreckin' Rams sideline is fired up over there. 4th and 10, and they can smell blood in the water.
What a pun. What a pun, Cole.
Diaz under center. 3-step drop looking. Swings it out.
Oh, my.
That is awful
my.
pass interference by J.L. Malbrew. I don't know. That's going to be a first down.
Oh, wow. That is such a boneheaded move. You cannot make that penalty. That, Cole, that could really cost you the game right there.
Here's the deal. It was a short pass anyway.
Yeah, just let him catch it.
It was a 3-yard out route. Let him catch it, and you can tackle him. There was no need to tackle him before the ball even got there. It's going to move the sticks. Listen, there's 19 seconds left on this clock, but you're getting closer and closer to, Southside potentially having a chance to kick a field goal and tie this game.
Wow, that is such a huge penalty. And these penalties, selfish penalties and undisciplined penalties, have really kept Southside in this football game.
1st and 10, ball at the 39-yard line. Diaz under center puts the slot in motion. 5-step drop, looking, pulls up and throws. It's complete at the 25-yard line. 25-yard line, and the clock's going to stop. To be honest with you, Nick, I don't think the clock ever started. They never started the clock on that last play, Nick.
Yeah.
That's something I noticed as I looked at the scoreboard. It was 13.9 to start that last play. They never ran the clock at all right there.
Yeah, they didn't run the clock at all, and everybody's kind of worried about what's going on with the clock. But man, what an unbelievable play! Looks like you got an injury down there for Acadiana. I can't get over that penalty. I'm just going back to that penalty. I can't imagine what JL Malbrew was thinking right there, kind of yanking the Southside receiver. I mean, even if the Southside receiver receives the ball and catches it, he goes down for about a 6-yard gain and you win the football game. I mean, there was just no reason to pull him right there. Just absolutely just extended this game. And now Southside in really good position. I mean, they got a nice play there to get it up to the 25-yard line. We saw that the Southside kicker has a leg. He can get it through the uprights from this distance. And once you tie this football game, what Southside was once thinking it's the end of the game and they just don't really have a chance to win it. Now they're filling back in it and the sidelines back into it and everything's going their way.
This is interesting. If Southside gets tackled in bounds, this game's over. If Darius McKinley can blow through this line of scrimmage and get to Diaz, this game's over. Snap, 3-step, looking, throws it one-on-one. Actually, it's in double coverage. Travis Gallion tips it away. And we got 7 seconds left in this ball game, and I think Southside's going to have to kick it right here.
Yeah, they're going to have to give themselves an opportunity, and this is going to be the biggest kick in this young man's life. We saw him kick the football and didn't really get close to it.
They're not bringing on the kicking team yet, Nick, but with 7 seconds left, like I mentioned,
this might be just a little bit out of his range. I mean, it would be about a 41-yarder.
Interesting. Very interesting. Keep in mind, folks, it's 3rd and 10. Any tackle inbounds in this ball game is over. Diaz puts his slot in motion. Delay of game against the Sharks. Delay of game against the Sharks backs him up 5 yards, and what was going to be a somewhat makeable field goal just got a whole lot longer.
Yeah, and penalties have really been the story of this drive. I mean, the penalty from JL Malbrew, and then that penalty there with a 5-yard pushback, and now you're setting up Diaz to have to make a big throw right here to sustain this drive.
3rd and 15. 7 seconds left in the ball game. 3 receivers in the formation. 2 to the near side. Wing goes in motion. Diaz drops back. Looking. He steps up. He's across the 20. He falls down in bounds. And Acadiana's going to win the game. Parker Diaz scrambled and slid down at about the 25-yard line, and he was not past the sticks.
Look.
And this is getting ugly, folks.
It's about to get ugly.
This is getting very ugly, folks. Even the cops are getting involved in this one, Nick.
Yeah, Cole. I mean, this was chippy from the beginning, and right now what you're seeing is kind of the crossover to what we've seen this entire game. And in a game like this that was just so hard fought, you kind of hate to see it in this way. But nonetheless, Acadiana's going to walk off with a victory.
You know, we talk about season-defining wins, Nick, and we talk about season-defining wins, and you started the year 0-3 against 3 of the better teams in the state, Ruston, Zachary, STM. You let the STM game get away from you. You were up, I believe, 21 or maybe even 17 in the fourth quarter in that game, and, some injuries led to some things, and you were not able to secure the win at Bill Dotson. You start the district 4-0, But up to this point, and you said it a ton of times, none of those district opponents are the cream of the crop in this district. The cream of the crop in this district has always been Acadiana Southside since they've gotten here, and Carencro. And this is a season-defining win. This was a 6-1 football team. And look, they're still going at it down there on the field. And that's a credit to this rivalry. I know this rivalry is only, 6 or 7 years old, but you got to keep in mind these are kids that grew up in the Como area. You know, they got redistricted to Southside, so it's not like they're unfamiliar with Acadiana. That's why this is so chippy. This is a new rivalry, but it's not at the same time.
Yeah, these are all kids that know each other. I mean, they all played middle school ball against each other. They've all grown up together. And you know what else? They've all been on social media and jawing back at each other and hearing all the talk. But if we can get back to the game just a little bit, how about that offensive drive from Acadiana to end this game, to kind of go all the way down the field, burn about 7 minutes off the clock, and really put this game away? And look, Southside had an opportunity at the end. A questionable decision, maybe not to kick it when you had about a 41-yard field goal. Perhaps you could have kicked the field goal to tie the game, but nonetheless, Acadiana, just a great drive offensively. Defense stands tall, and you really kind of squeak out of here with a victory.
Acadiana having a field day out there at the. I'm not gonna. It's chippy down there. It's been chippy all game. But bottom line, I want to try to keep the post-game comments to the actual game that took place on the field. Acadiana was able to overcome a lot of sloppiness tonight, a lot of undisciplined play at times, and secure a district win that keeps them alive for a showdown potentially if they don't slip up next week. And I know it's going to come down to us beating Sam Houston, and that's we got to get through that hurdle first. You never want to overlook a district opponent, but you set yourself up for a massive showdown against your biggest rival in Week 10 for the district championship at Bill Dotson Stadium. I mean, how much better can it get?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it all season long. Three-horse race for the district. And right now, Acadiana took a big step towards getting that district championship, a big win over Southside tonight. And this rivalry is only going to get more heated as the year's going on. And right now, you see Acadiana able to sneak out. But look, a credit to these coaches right now. I mean, it was not pretty cool. This is not how you want to play a football game. Nothing about this is how you would draw it up. Nothing about this is how you want to move forward in your season. But to be able to play a game like this where you weren't at your best, where you were very undisciplined, and you still come out here with a 17-10 victory. I mean, it really could be a season-defining game. It could be something that where you did turn the corner. We've been thinking all season long, right? They had those 3 ugly losses, and you're like, man, what's going on with Acadiana? And then they win the 4 games in district, and you're like, well, it's the opponents. What it's going to be like when you play Southside? What's it going to be like when you play Carencro? Well, we saw what it was like when we played Southside. This game didn't play out quite as differently as I thought it would. I knew it was going to be a fight. I knew that they were going to struggle for everything, and Acadiana comes out on top. So just a great victory as you move forward into this district schedule. Hopefully take care of business on Southside, and then an absolutely monster game against Carencro.
So we're gonna go to Sam Houston next week and play those Broncos. Since the Broncos have been in our district, Nick, they have never beaten the Acadiana Wreckin Rams. So, and I want to say they started district play with us back in, I want to say 2012, 2011, somewhere in that ballpark. But Sam Houston, has never beaten your Acadiana Wreckin Rams. But we will have to go on the road down to Lake Charles and call that game from over there. One good thing about that, though, Nick, they have some of the best facilities in all of 5A football. And we really enjoy the hospitality that we get when we go over to Moss Bluff.
Yeah, it's going to be great. We look forward to our trips to the Lake Charles area because usually Acadiana comes out with a win. So you're going to have a clean game against Sam Houston. I've seen Sam Houston put up some points this year, but Acadiana should be able to take care of business. Hopefully you don't have that trap game where you're looking so far ahead to Carencro that you kind of have a letdown. A big game here against Southside, a big game on the other side against Carencro. Got to take care of business against Sam Houston when we go to Moss Bluff next week.
Well, Acadiana's going to move to 5-3 overall in the season, but the big number is 5-0 in District 3 5A because, like I say every week, the goal first and foremost of this season is to become district championships when it's all district champions when it's all said and done. Well, listen, I want to give some love to our WRP student crew tonight: Miss Emma LeBlue, Lainey Michel, Japesh Patel, Shelby Castile, Adelie Bergeron, Kierny LeBlanc, and Mamdou Kahaye. That's some of your Wreckin' Ram production students that handle the camera work, the commercial work, and any of the dirty work behind the scenes for our production crew. I do want to show some love also to our producers tonight, Mr. Denny Edwards, our audio producer, Mr. Bradley Gaho, our video producer. I'm Cole Gilbo, your play-by-play man. On the side of me, my very good friend and broadcast partner, Nick Fudno. We're gonna have to kick back and take a deep breath after this one because we were on the edge of our seat all night long. Well, listen, guys, we appreciate you, Ram Nation, for tuning in to watching another production from Wreckin' Ram Productions. And as always, I say it every single time, once a Ram, always a Ram. Enjoy your weekend.